Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. Before anybody says anything, this is not taking my energy. This has not rattled me. I ain't going to be angry. My role is to expose, and I'm going to expose. So the other day, Zachary K. Hubbard, if that's his real name, appeared in my live. Recently been appearing in all my lives about the World Cup, stealing my work. Because he's completely clueless to professional football. He needs to stick to softball. So just appearing in my lives. And then I thought, all right, I'll call him up to ask him a genuine question. Do you believe the players are in control of their actions? Because I think they're all possessed. I think it's demonic. It's supernatural. It's too perfect. He appeared on the live being all nice to me. You can go back and listen to it. All nice to me. Keep up the good work. And the only thing he said is, I'm cocky. I always tell the world how good I am, that I'm the best. And yeah, I am cocky. I am cocky. I admit that. Completely oblivious to the fact that he talks like he knows everything. So I gave him the chance, like I always do with people. All right. No ego involved. I got him on the show. Out-talked him, by the way. He didn't know. You could tell he was like, wow. Out-talked him. I've been doing this 2 years. He's been doing it, 12? So I wouldn't have known about this and if it wasn't for my bro Chuck. Amazing guy. Fantastic coder. Genuine person. He said, Zach Hubbard's called you out again after your phone call. I was like, what's he said now? What's he saying about me now? Like he said, I stole his Queen decode. Zach, where's your book on the Queen? Like mine. All right. Where is it? I've got videos from 2 years ago saying the Queen would die at 96. I've seen you did about 10 different predictions for her death date. All right. Going back years and years ago. I think she's going to die this year. I think she's going to die at this age. I think she's going to die at this age. I always said 96, right before the World Cup. And that's what happened. So where's your book on the Queen, mate? Saying that I stole your Queen decode. You don't know the work I do every day and what I've revealed. And speaking of revealed, a word that rhymes with revealed is unveiled. And Zach said, there's this Englishman, he will never say my name in a live stream. He will never say the illusion. He always says this cocky Englishman. But he said Script Unveiled is the best football decoder. The guy who looks up to me. The guy who literally looks up to me. And you can go on pretty much all my YouTube videos about football where he says, amazing work. Wow, I'm going to share this. And he is very good. So Zach, to say that Script Unveiled is the best at doing it when he looks up to me and you can ask him, what does that say, mate? You're comical. And then you go in live telling everyone you said Argentina, France before the World Cup began and raving on about it. And it was all about the Pope. And the illusion never once mentioned Argentina. Mate, I've got a video from a year ago saying that Aguero sacrificed his career for Argentina to get to the World Cup final from a year ago. I've got screenshots from all of my Patreon saying Argentina would get to the final and you need to back them at 11-1 to win it because of the code with Maradona, with the Falklands War. And then you even said in your live, well, your first prediction was England, Argentina, because you copied me, mate. Because you copied me. And the England and Argentina riddle was fantastic. Hey, Lobo, with the Falklands War ritual, with the Maradona ritual, but you stole my work. You steal everybody's work. And then you take bits and bats of everybody's work. That's why you used to do these call-ins. So they'd give you their code and then you claim it to be yours. Somebody like Rambo is phenomenal. He can out-talk you. He's got more knowledge in his little finger than you. And you even act like you're superior to him. So Zachary K. Hubbard, I'm not going to go into exactly how I feel about you, but I'm gonna expose you right now. All right? You are incredibly toxic. You don't believe in Jesus, all right? You're a Satanist who has knowledge that's been given to him more than likely, and you haven't grown. I came across your work almost 3 years ago, and you've not got any better. So what I'm going to do right now is this. I had a guy called William. Well, I have a friend called William, a really good guy. And he said, look at this, Illusion. Read Zach Hubbard's picks. He can't give a clear pick. I was like, all right, then send me his codes. Again, I can outcode him in every sport going. Every sport going, I can outcode him. So listen to these picks, all right? Script Unveiled's a great guy, does really good work. But what I'm saying is Zach said, I'm a fraud. I never mentioned Argentina. I speak for 3 hours on live streams without revealing anything. Well, Zach, look what I'm going to reveal here. I'm going to absolutely ruin you. You're playing with the wrong guy with me, Hubbard. I've said this to you before. I've ruined you many times before, and I'm going to do it again because you deserve to be ruined because you're a liar. You always come on my show, be all nice to me, always tell me to keep up the good work, and then you hammer me. Pope Francis, I've been going on about Pope Francis for 2.5 years. Okay? I could out-talk you about Pope Francis all day long. So acting like I don't know what I'm doing is laughable. I've got almost every World Cup pick right. The only thing I said, England had a great riddle, the best riddle, arguably. That's it. It's the only thing you can really dent me on in this World Cup. But ignore that I said Argentina over a year ago. Ignore that part, everybody. That's all good with me. So let's listen to some of Zach Hubbard's picks, shall we? Let's listen to what he gives people. Sign up to my Patreon where we win every week and I give clear picks. No, you don't. I was on your Patreon years ago and I left because it was mediocre. You don't provide anything of significance. In your live streams, you say some good stuff. You clearly have a knowledge of numbers. But you seem to think in your head that you're the only one that can do this. I can outcode you with my eyes closed, and I've done this in 2 years. And you know it deep down, and you see me as a threat, and that's why you can't say my name in your live streams, because you don't want people seeing my work. So, guys, give me a woo if you want me to read out his NFL picks for week 13. Somebody give me a woo. All right, there we go, John. This guy needs calling out. Anybody who has any type of spirit and is not completely gullible and delusional, which you are at the beginning of the journey, like I was, you can see through Zach so clearly. He hates Jesus. He gives all the power to the Jesuits. He does that by design. All right? He wants you to give your energy to the Jesuits. It's all about the Jesuits. And now he'll say, well, Pope Francis is a member of the Jesuit order, the first openly Jesuit Pope, and it's Francis. And the Society of Jesus were founded in France, and he's Argentinian, and he's a big football fan. Stuff I've been saying for 2 years. I know all of this. I told you all with the Euros and the Copa America that Argentina won the Copa America 24 hours before Italy won the Euros, and Pope Francis hosted them for a dinner in 2013 at the Vatican. I've told you all of this years ago. All right, all he's done is gone. The World Cup finals 1 day after the Pope's 86th birthday, and Argentina won the World Cup in 86. Just so you all know, spoiler alert, that Argentina haven't won this World Cup yet, and there's 1,001 reasons why France can win it. All right? So I wonder what he's going to say if Argentina do lose it and Messi does get sacrificed and drops to 2-4 in World Cups. Well, Argentina will drop to 2-4. 24 for Kobe. All right? Huge number. Messi can stay on those 41 trophies. PSG come into this World Cup. All right, with the winter break on 41 points. This World Cup started 41 days left in the year with 13 left. Kobe died at 41 with his 13-year-old daughter. PSG have 13 wins this season. All right, they've got 13 wins and 2 draws. Right now, France have 13 draws in the World Cup and 20 losses. Super Bowl 56 was 13-2. Messi got to that World Cup final exactly 10 months after Cooper Cup was the hero for the Rams in that Super Bowl. Yes, it was the 44th day of the year. Yes, Argentina won their first ever World Cup 44 years ago. All right, I've said Argentina had the best riddle for ages. Then I went to England after the Queen died. But I've said I felt like Argentina's code was so phenomenal, it might be too perfect. So, Hubbard, what are you going to say if Argentina get beat by France? Well, the Society of Jesus were founded in France. Is that all you're going to say? So let's listen to Zach Hubbard's picks and know that my picks are so clear 90% of the time. And I call the scripts. All right? I don't cover both teams all the time like this guy. So listen to this. I'm only going to read out his conclusion. And for me, guys, a conclusion is where you have something that is clear. You have something that's clear in a conclusion. So let's listen to his picks. And then no doubt he did a live stream after. If I'm sure he always does a live stream after to say, support the truth community, support it. Another perfect day in the NFL. Liar. So, okay, let's start with game one. Steelers versus Falcons. Let's see how he opens up his conclusion. Close call, CC, for your 33. Close call, Hubbard. If the Steelers lose, they are 4-8 away and 2-5 on the road. Atlanta equals 48. Falcons 25. Means very little, things like that, just so you know. And the Falcons would pick up their 6th win, week 13, 6 prime. Or if the Falcons lose, the Falcons are 5-8. Pittsburgh equals 58 on 58 dating. It's pathetic coding. And the Steelers are 5-7 in the year of Super Bowl 57 after years of being sponsored by Heinz 57. What does that mean? Does that mean they get into the Super Bowl, Hubbard? Because they have 57? Because they were 5-7 for the season, now they're going to Super Bowl 57? And if the Falcons do lose, they will get their 31st loss in week 13. Steelers equals 31. They will also get their 4th straight loss to the Steelers on the 4th of December. Georgia equals 44. If you play this game, I would be sure to hedge. That's his first pick. Close call, I would hedge. So basically, bet on both teams. And then what he'll do is do a live stream. And then if Pittsburgh won, he'll tell you the numbers as to why Pittsburgh won. Well, Pittsburgh had this, this, and this. And it was really blatant they were going to win because they had this. It's like, all right, so that's your first one. That is a cringeworthy, mediocre code. All right? A truly mediocre code. So there's number one. This guy's supposed to be the best in the game. He can't touch me for coding. He's nowhere near me. He is conference to me. All right? I would ruin him. And he knows that. He knows that. And he's trying to call me out constantly. I ain't calling out because I'm envious of this guy. I'm calling him out because he's trying to ruin me with football. And he's like, support me. I can do this in the Premier League and the world. No, you can't. No, you can't, Hubbard. You can't. You're an average coder who limits people and puts out information that is not clear. And you'll occasionally do some blatant codes with a rapper dying. All right. When half of them don't even die. It's giving you energy a nonsense. Right. Let's look at the Packers and the Bears. All right. Let's look at the Packers and the Bears. This was blatantly Packers. I did a code about it. Blatantly Packers. This is his. Conclusion. Close call. What stands out the most is that the Packers can get to 5-8 for the season while Rodgers picks up his 58th road win and his 58th win versus the NFC North. And keep in mind, the big G on their helmet is a lot like the symbol of Freemasonry. Freemasonry equals 58. Secret Society equals 58. How are the Freemasons a secret society when everybody's heard of them? How are they a secret society now? Everybody's aware of the Freemasons. All right? Secret society equals 58. Freemasonry has a fascination with 13 as well. Week 13, 5 plus 8 equals 13. If that happens, the Bears will get their 6th straight loss. Week 13, 6 prime, and their 10th loss of the season on the 4th, 10's the fourth triangular number. Also, the Packers coach can stay on 18 losses. Bears equals 18 and get 46 wins. Chicago equals 46. And if Rodgers does win, he is 10-3 in week 13, the 103rd NFL season. We've seen 103 playing with Rodgers versus the Bears since the death of Bart Starr. Right? That, if he just put that, I would say, brilliant code. Great code. Packers win, blatant, really good code. Yes, Rodgers is connected to 103. It's huge. But then he has to do this to cover himself. He has to do this. All right? Which just ruins his whole code. Because if Chicago would have won, this is what he would have done in his life. That said, it would be smart to hedge in this game as well, because Fields can get to 1-3 versus the Packers in week 13. And Aaron Rodgers seems to be getting a lot of scripts where he's instructed to throw to the other team. Right. Number one, they're not getting scripts. This guy Hubbard thinks that the Jesuits are writing scripts for every single game in every nation, in every sport. He thinks the Jesuits are in the Vatican writing scripts, that Aaron Rodgers has been given a script to throw interceptions. They're not in control of their actions. They've given their souls to demons. They're possessed by demons. All right? And he won't tell you all of this stuff. He thinks it's the Jesuits, or at least he's telling you that, the little Satanist. So what else is he saying for Chicago? Another reason for a hedge is the Packers can pick up their 35th loss in week 13 and Chicago equals 35. Just like Chicago equals 46, eh? And the Packers coach could get his 46 wins. So, and their 27th road loss in week 13 on the day leaving 27 days left in the year. They can also get their 6th road loss, week 13, 6 prime. And for one more, it is that the Bears will face the Eagles 4-9 if they upset the Packers, and Eagles equals 49. Keep in mind there's more value on the Chicago side. So if you play Packers, a parlay with the Bears and some of the solid games would result in a nice payout, offsetting any potential Packers losses. The Packers won this game, cruised in. Probably not aware that the Packers have the best record in the NFL in December. So pick number one, close call. Pick number two, close call. Let's go into pick number 3, shall we, and see what Hubbard's got in store. And when he says this, all right, when he says, if you play the Packers, a parlay with the Bears and some of the solid games could result in a nice payout. Let me see if I find any solid games that he posted here. Any solid ones like I do every day. Jaguars versus Lions. And he's a liar, guys. Just arguably one of the biggest frauds on YouTube. Anyone he sees as a threat, he calls out and ruins. He's called out the wrong guy with me. He really has. So let's see what he's got for the Lions against the Jaguars. Conclusion, close call. Both quarterbacks have numbers that are concerning, so this game is dangerous. If you feel like rolling the dice, the Jaguars can get to 2-4 away. Lions equals 24. It's so weak with a win. Similar to how the Lions are 2-4 at home coming into the game. And if the Jaguars do that, the Lions will fall to 4-4 versus the Jaguars on the 4th. Detroit equals 44. This is like watching a new person on Discord trying to just, hey guys, this is my first decode. Go easy on me. This guy's been doing it for what, 12 years? So 3 games, no clear picks so far. All right, let's go again. His 4th pick, Jets versus the Vikings. What's he got for this one? Close call. Cousins has the numbers to win or lose. And at the same time, the Vikings can fall to 9-3. Minneapolis, Minnesota equals 93 on the 93rd meridian. And 5-2 at home, Minnesota equals 52. Hosted Super Bowl 52. Or the Jets can fall to 7-5. Minnesota Vikings equals 75. Guys, does that mean that Minnesota Vikings are going to be hosting Super Bowl 75? Is that what it means? There's 36 ciphers, guys. I've told you the Gematrinator is weak. There's 36 ciphers. You can find whatever you want with the ciphers. It's date durations. It's reading through narratives. It's having the Holy Spirit in you that allows you to reveal where the world's going. All right? Not a Gematrinator calculator, which they're now charging you for. When it's all about the truth they raved on about. So, what else has he got? While the Vikings can pick up their 6th home week 13, 6 prime. That don't even make sense. That said, I've noticed a historical pattern of the New York and Minneapolis numbers coming together in upsets in Vikings games. New York NY equals 93. Just begging people who use that Gematrinator calculator. All right. What's he going to put in next? New York NY United States of America. New York NY USA. Just New York. Maybe just put in NY. Okay. Just NY USA. Put in whatever you want to get the number you want. And it makes me think that Jets do have a decent shot at the upset in this game, which is where the value is. Again, if you chase value, you're going to get destroyed in gambling. Told you all that. Other things to keep in mind are the Vikings have a riddle going with the royal family this season and also wear purple. And if they do win, they are 6-1 at home, similar to how the team was established in 61, and they can become 6-1 earlier this season. Royal family equals 61. They would also get their 10th win on the 4th, 10 the 4th triangular number. So ultimately, if you play this game, it would be wise to hedge. So he's raving on and on about 10-4, 10-4 with Argentina. Well, is he not aware that Messi wears number 10 and Mbappe wears number 10? And if Argentina lose, they're going to lose their 4th World Cup final. Is he going to ignore that and not tell you that? Or is he going to tell you that Messi wears 10 and Argentina can be the 4th team to win the World Cup since losing their opening game of the World Cup? He'll tell you that. He wants you all to hammer Argentina. And then if you hammer Argentina, he's going to tell you it was France because of Pope Francis and the Society of Jesus and call you a dumbass for taking Argentina and not hedging with France. I will tell you what I see. All right? If Argentina lose, he's going to call you a dumbass for not hedging on France. And then he's going to steal whatever code I've got for France and then say, hey, France said all of this. You chose to ignore it. I never said Argentina were going to win it. He's a liar and a fraud. And he says there's people in this community that are ruining this community, embarrassing this community. He is supposedly Mr. Gematria. When you come across this work, you're led to that fraud. And he's calling everybody else frauds. If anybody calls him up on his show, he cuts you off. He hangs up on you. Or when you're talking, his internet connection goes out. But when he talks, it's clear. All right? How interesting. So again, no clear pick. That's 4 out of 4. No clear pick. Commanders versus the Giants. Conclusion. Close call. This is just, it's laughable. The trouble is, Rivera can either pick up his 25th regular season loss or stay on 25 all-time losses with Washington. Giants equals 25. And the other problem is these teams play each other next week as well. So if it didn't come in this week, it could come next. As for the favored Commanders, if they do win and cover this week, they will be 5-7-1 against the spread. Commanders equals 57. Wait, how is 571, 571, 57? Can somebody tell me how 571 is 57? And he's also telling everybody that Maradona died 107 weeks before the World Cup final. No, he died 107 weeks and 4 days. That's either 1074 or 174. He didn't die 107 weeks. I do it bang on. 107 weeks and 4 days, guys, is not 107 weeks bang on. Like Messi wears number 10 and he has 7 Ballon d'Ors, which connects to Revelation. All right? It connects to Revelation, that 107. 107 is the 28th prime. It's why the World Cup lasts 28 days. 28 is the 7th triangular number. It's why you have to play in 7 games to win the World Cup. It won't tell you all of that. There's no durations, Chuck. He says Washington can become 5-7-1 against the spread. And then he'll tell you that Commanders equals 57, which is not 5-7-1. And they've just been given that name. All right? They were called the Washington Redskins. It's some of the most weakest codes I've ever seen this. And that is arguably the top clue in this game. The top thank you, Don, bro. Taking Mum to go have a knee surgery. I'll say a prayer for her, brother. Has she ever had a knee surgery before? Is it minor? Is it keyhole? What's she done? Has she done a cruciate? Hopefully it's going to help her in the future. I'll say a prayer for her. Mac John, I'm not here to tell you who wins. All right? I put out all my picks. I was 92% in November. Has Hubbard ever got anywhere close to that? Called in every sport. 92%. I've got practically every World Cup game right. I said Argentina would make the final. I said the best 3 riddles were England, Argentina, and Brazil. And they were the best 3 riddles. So he said, arguably, the top clue in this game was that the Commanders will become 5-7-1 against the spread, and Commanders equals 57. That was the biggest giveaway. 5-7-1 and 57, completely different numbers. Keep in mind, though, guys, if Washington does win, all right, Heineke also gets his 13th win in the NFL, week 13. And he has been the hot hand. Then again, Washington can also pick up their 6th loss in week 13. 13, the 6th prime. How are you paying this guy? Anyone who's on this guy's Patreon, what are you actually paying for? What are you actually paying for? For him to give you some numbers and no clear picks, and then have the audacity to do a live stream afterwards and say another perfect day in the NFL for my Patreons. Well done, guys, if you took my pick on the Bears. Even though I had loads of numbers for the other team. Decoding with Cody is good. Yep. There's a lot of good people. Stop giving him your energy, please. Joe, I'm exposing him. I'm enjoying this. I'm not getting rattled. I'm not giving him the energy. Oh, Zach, I can't believe I laughed when I found this out. I thought, all right, now's the time. Now's the time. So that's 5 out of 5. No clear pick. Titans versus the Eagles. All right. He hasn't said close call here, but the top clue in this game is the Titans falling to 4-3 on the road. Titans equals 43 because they play the Chargers for their next road game. Chargers equals 43. If that happens, Philadelphia also improves to 6-1. Philadelphia equals 61. Week 13, the 6th prime. And adding to the riddle is that the Eagles coach would pick up his 20th win. Titans equals 20. Here we go. That said, you might want to consider a small hedge because the Titans have good value and there is a chance that Vrabel could pick up his 49th win. Eagles equals 49. Then again, he can also pick up his 32nd loss and Eagles equals 32. If the Titans did surprise the Eagles, Tannehill would stay on 65 losses in the 65 city. Philadelphia equals 65. And the Eagles, winner of Super Bowl 52, would fall to 5-2 at home. Prophecy equals 52. Philly, the prophecy city. The Eagles would also stay on 10 wins on the 4th, 10 the 4th triangle number. And if the Titans did upset, it would set up the narrative for the Titans to get beat next week by the Jags because Tannehill would pick up his 66th loss. So the top clue was the Titans falling to 4-3. And then he gives you a whole riddle on why the Titans are going to beat the Eagles. Broncos, Ravens. What's he got for this? All right. It appears there's a little bit more for the 8-point favorite Ravens, minus 500, who only have value if they cover the spread. No, not if you get them in play, like you could have done. And the ATS suggests they can cover, see right above. If they do win, Broncos will get their 6th road loss week 13, 6 prime. That said, he loves those two words. That said, I think the Broncos are worth $1 parlay on the chance they get to 2-5 away. Ravens equals 25 prior to their next road game on Christmas, the 25th of December. They have huge value as a parlay multiplier, and it makes them well worth the small risk of a chance of an upset. So just know you put these in your parlay and they lost. Your parlay's gone. So if the Ravens would have lost, which they didn't, he would have told you all, you're a dumbass. I told you to put the Broncos in a parlay, you dumbass. You dumbass. If you would have done that with that pick and that pick, you would have won a ton of money, dumbass. Really? You basically said the Ravens were going to win. But if they didn't win, you would have told everybody the 25 riddle for the Broncos, wouldn't you? Browns, Texans. That was blatant for the Texans to drop to 110-1, and then they went 111-1. Like I said, it would be 11-11 for the Texans ages ago for Remembrance Day. So this one, conclusion in week 1, Russell Wilson lost in his Broncos debut to his old team, the Seahawks. In the same week, Mayfield lost in his debut with the Panthers to his old team, the Browns. The same thing could happen now to Deshaun Watson, who's making his debut versus his old team, the Texans. If that does happen, it has tremendous value and is well worth $1 parlay. Well, who won that game? The Browns. So the Texans did not win the game at all. Okay? Seahawks versus the Rams. Conclusion, close call. 34 has been a strong pattern with the Rams and Warriors in 2022, syncing with the ongoing Ukraine theme. Ukraine equals 34. And the Rams can improve to 3-4 at home, while the Seahawks fall to 3-4 away. If that happens, the Rams will also become 4-8 in the 48th regular season meeting of the two teams. Seahawks equals 48, World War equals 48. And that is where the big value is. So it is well worth $1 parlay. Also, if the Seahawks lose, they are 6-6. Week 13, 6 prime. The problem is 19 typically plays in Seahawks games when it is on the board, and the Rams can get their 19th home loss in week 13. Seattle equals 19. If that happens, Carroll will also stay on 109 losses. Los Angeles equals 109. Plus, the Rams will lose their 6th straight game, week 13, 6 prime. I would be thinking, wait, so who am I going for here, the Seahawks or the Rams? You've just told me there's a possibility of a strong upset, but now you've told me there's a great chance that the favorite wins. Okay, no idea what to go for there. Dolphins, 49ers. Conclusion. Close call. Both teams can become 8-4 if the 49ers win. 84 days after the season began in a rematch of the Super Bowl that concluded the 84 season that the 49ers won. If that happens, the Dolphins will get their 15th loss in week 13. 49ers equals 15. And the 49ers will get their 6th win versus the Dolphins, week 13, 6 prime. Or the Dolphins can win their 6th straight game this season, improve to 4-2 on the road, while the 49ers fall to 4-2 at home. 49ers equals 42. If that were to happen, Tua would get to 22-9 as a starter, a pattern we have seen in San Francisco before. 2-2-9, the 50th prime, San Francisco equals 50. This would be another smart game to hedge if you decide to play it. So back both teams. Back both teams and you'll probably win. Chiefs versus Bengals. Conclusion. All the top clues point to the Chiefs. Okay. Well, the Bengals won this game. All the top clues pointed to the Chiefs. The Bengals won. So one of the few clear picks he has, they lost. Bengals can fall to 7-5. Bengals can fall to 3-2. Cincinnati Bengals 75. Kansas City 32. Chiefs 32. The Chiefs can get to 5-1 away. Cincinnati equals 51. The list goes on. That's one way he had a clear pick on the Chiefs and they lost. Clear picks that he said lost. Chargers versus Raiders. Conclusion, close call. Both quarterbacks make sense with a win or a loss. Let me say this again. This is what he's charging people for. Conclusion, close call. Both quarterbacks make sense with a win or a loss. I think that's all I need to read for that one. Close call, both quarterbacks make sense with a win or a loss. All right, okay. All right, I'll cover both there. Let me cover both again. And then I'll go live afterwards and tell everybody I said that the Raiders were going to win or the Chargers were going to win. Colts versus Cowboys. Conclusion. Do you believe in miracles? Seemingly, it would take one for the Colts to win with the scripts Matt Ryan has been working with lately and how the Cowboys are playing. But there is a chance. There is a chance that he picks up his 129th win 201 days after his birthday. In the game, no one sees coming. 129 is 201 in base 8 counting. Indianapolis equals 201. If that happens, there's a lot of value to be gained. Let's see how this game ended. 54 points to the Cowboys, 19 to the Colts. Giving you all this riddle for the Colts and they get beat 54-19. Great pick, Zach. Great pick. Saints versus Bucks, where I had the Bucks. All right. And his last line here, and by the way, with the Bucks, you could have got them at 28-1 in play. Let's read his last line because this one's too long. So like most of the games this week, I would be cautious. Cardinals, Panthers. Let's see how he ends this. For that reason, it might be wise to take the points if you take the Patriots. All right, if you took the Patriots, you would have lost. All right. I told you that the Patriots, and I told you that the Bills would become 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3. They did. He said, if I were you, basically take the Patriots points. Well, they lost by 14. So you would have lost that. So this is what this guy's giving out. You go on my website, 90% of the time I give you a clear pick. And when it wins, it's the exact code. I do NFL, NBA, hockey, Premier League, called the World Cup. All right. I can do snooker. I can do tennis. All right. I can do all of these sports. And I give clear picks. This guy speaks down to you, mocks you, makes you feel dumb. And then he's putting out codes that a mediocre coder can do. Any mediocre coder can put out those codes. So he wants to attempt to call me out. Ask yourself why he's calling me out when you know the work I do. This guy is making tens of thousands of dollars a month. And it ain't about that. If he makes the money, all right, even if he has that amount of following, you don't know because he's controlled, it's clear. You don't even know if he has that amount of patrons. That's just probably adding respect to his name, which he doesn't deserve at this point. Whatever he's called in the past, we live in the present. The present's a gift. And his coding over the last year or so is mediocre. What did Zach say? He said the Englishman was completely wrong about the World Cup. He goes live speaking for 3 hours and doesn't make any valid points. And that he had Argentina, France since the beginning of the World Cup. And it was the most blatantly obvious riddle ever because of Pope Francis, who I've talked about for 2.5 years. And when you all read my World Cup book, because I know the people who follow my work are going to read the World Cup book, he wants to attempt to act like I have no knowledge of football. I had an immense amount of knowledge about football before coding. I'm a phenomenal footballer. Played at Bradford City. Played at Hollywood. Vinnie Jones was my coach. I could still be playing semi-pro easily in England now, getting paid for it. But I'm living in Mexico. And he wants to attempt to go live after I let him on my show. where all he did was basically call me big-headed and that I tell everyone how good I am. Have you guys not ever heard the guy in a live stream? He tells people that they deserve to die. That depopulation is actually a good thing because there's too many people on this planet who are dumbasses and they deserve a bullet in their head. This is what he's telling people. And then he's giving out the most mediocre sports codes ever, stealing people's work. He steals my work all the time and then accuses people of stealing his. He does everything in reverse like Satanists. He's the guy who will steal your work and then go live and tell the world that you stole his work. Is the guy who'll tell everyone his sports decodes are better than everybody else's, when in reality they're absolutely mediocre. Mediocre. He's going to tell everyone that he had Argentina, France from the beginning. He's going to tell everyone that he can outcode me and that I'm a fraud. And that if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be an illusion. And then tell me it's me who has the ego. Yet tells the world that if Illusion didn't find my work, he wouldn't even have a YouTube page and a website. It's all because of me, me, me. Yet I'm the one with the ego. So I can go on and on about this guy. We all know he's toxic. Some of you might say, why are you giving your energy to him? I expose people. You could say, why am I giving my energy to the Pope? Why do I give my energy to the royal family? Why do I give my energy to Klaus Schwab? Why do I give my energy to Bill Gates? Guys, I give my energy where I think it deserves to be given. I've told you that. I know how sacred energy is. This is almost a mockery video. I don't need to do anything else. I've just shown you that's what you're paying for if you go on his Patreon. That's what you're paying for. What else does he post on his Patreon? My website, 10, 12 posts a day, a range of content, sports picks, which are phenomenal, month after month after month. I try and lead people to God in my posts. I'll decode history. I'll decode daily events. I'll do astrology. I'll make you laugh. All right. I do everything imaginable on my website. Can anybody tell me what he posts on his Patreon, apart from mediocre, half-assed, double-coded, shitty sports codes? What else does he put on his Patreon? What are you paying for? Please tell me what you're paying for. I hope these accusations aren't valid. Go on his Patreon, read his week 13 picks. Tell me. I back up what I say, Mr. Mystery. That's what I have the gift of doing. I back up what I say. I put myself out there. I deliver. And that's why if I'm ever wrong, I get everyone try and hammer me. And I don't mind if I'm wrong, because I'm not perfect. I ain't supposed to get everything right. Zach Hubbard tells you everything's about the Jesuits. He implies the Catholic Church is controlling this world. He dismisses God, who's in control of everything. God is the ultimate creator. All right? He will have you convinced that the Society of Jesus control the world. He won't rave into demons. He might have mentioned demonic possession. He may have mentioned it because he'll cover bits and bats. He'll sprinkle a little bit here and there. But he doesn't go into detail. He thinks, like, he even said in that, Aaron Rodgers has been scripted to throw interceptions. Like, Aaron Rodgers has got this piece of paper and being told, all right, you're going to do 3 interceptions today. First interception is going to be in the first quarter. After 3 minutes and 33 seconds, you've got to throw it to number 33. It's got to be a perfect throw, okay? Because if he doesn't catch it, then the whole riddle's messed up. All right? He wants you to believe that man is doing all of this and it has nothing to do with God and Satan and that we're in a spiritual war. He wants you convinced. Do I believe that these A-list celebrities work for Satan? Yes. Do I believe they're deceiving the world? Yes. Do I believe they've been deceived by Satan, that Satan's deceived them to follow him? Yeah. Do I believe for a second that Gareth Bale's bicycle kick for Real Madrid against Liverpool was because he got told before the game, hey, we're going to get a corner and I want you on the edge of the box because you need to do a bicycle kick in the top corner against Karius. Can you do that for me, Gareth? Yeah, got it, Gaffer. Rashford, you're going to take the first penalty in the Euro 2020 final. Make sure you hit the outside of the post where you're like inches away from scoring, just to add to the drama. Make sure you do that. Beckham, all right, today's your day against Wimbledon. You're going to get the ball from the halfway line. Neil Sullivan's going to be about 12 yards off his line. All you've got to do, lift your head up, just ping a perfect strike over his head. Can you do that for me, Bex? Yeah, got it, Gaffer. Yeah, got it, Gaffer. Djokovic, you're going to have 16 aces today, okay? You're going to have 16 aces, and make sure your opponent knows exactly what time you're going to get the aces so he doesn't return it. Can you do that for me, Djokovic? Yeah, got it. Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be really easy. Yeah. All right. Queen Elizabeth, I know you don't really have much control of this, but can you make sure that you're born 1,776 days before Prince Philip? And it's because the Illuminati were founded in 1776, and the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. So, actually, no. Let's speak to Elizabeth's parents. Listen, guys. Listen. Elizabeth the First and Henry, even though you called yourself King George, listen, you two. Can you make sure you have sex on this date to make sure that Elizabeth is born on this date, okay, where she's born April the 21st, 1926. Please do that, because that will make sure that she was born exactly 1,776 days after Prince Philip, who she's going to go on and marry for 73 years. And just knowing gematria, queen equals 73. And we need this to happen because we want Brady to go 7-3 in Super Bowls in 2021, where they're going to beat the Chiefs. He's going to beat Mahomes, even though I'm saying this right now and Mahomes has not even been born yet. So can you make sure of that? Please clarify, because the Pope sent me these codes. Pope Francis sent me these codes, or Pope Gregory, whoever it was. So can you just make sure that you follow the script, please? Do you know how weak and pathetic that is? That he's convincing people that man is coding everything so perfectly? Yes, there's numbers connected to the Society of Jesus, who are the Society of Judas, and Satan is using these people like God is using me, or Alto, or Chuck. The list goes on. Joseph. We're being used by God to reveal this. So he wants you. He wants you to hate the world, does Zach. He wants you to hate the world and not believe in God. And if you're a Christian, you're a dumbass. If you believe in God, you're an idiot. You want to call me an idiot, Zach? How can you call me an idiot? What are you going to say? What can you say about me other than the cocky Englishman? It's all you've said about me. The cocky Englishman who steals people's work, who can't code, yet he thinks he's the best in the world. I ain't bothered about being the best in the world. None of us know who's the best in the world. There could be coders doing this who don't have a platform, who are superior to me and you. There's clearly people within these secret societies who have all this secret occultist knowledge that'll be a different level to me, who have an unbelievable understanding of gematria and astrology. All the secrets seem to be hidden in the Vatican. They're the illuminated ones, the Illuminati. So I don't think I'm the best in the world. I've said when it comes to Patreons, tell me somebody who does better work than me. And I've never had one person. There's not been one person that's given me a name of somebody who has done better work than me on a website or Patreon with the sports picks, with everything. There's not been anyone who in the chat that's been able to put anyone's name. So I can say that until you give me somebody's name, I'll keep saying it. And had one person say, well, this guy calls this, this, and this. Give me one. So my goal is to reveal deception in the world and ideally lead you to Jesus Christ. Make you fully aware that we're in a spiritual war. My goal is not to be perfect with predictions. That's not my goal. Of course, for my work to be highly regarded, I need to have a high percentage of wins with my predictions. But the reality is, most people are never going to get this. I know in my soul that if I would have called every World Cup winner over the last 5 World Cups, I would still be called lucky. I know at this World Cup, if I would have got every pick right, apart from the final, everyone would say, I don't care how many picks you got right. You said Argentina in the final and it was France. That proves that your work is bullshit. I've done 92% in a month with sports picks. I've done 94. Yep. But that means you got 8% of the games wrong or 6% of the games wrong. That clearly shows that what you're doing is bullshit. If it was so legit, if you were as good as you say you are, you'd be right about everything. Do you know how moronic that is? Expecting me, who's coded for 2 years, to predict every single thing that's going to happen in the world. Do you know what people say to me? Woo! If you're so goddamn good, Illusion, and everything's coded, tell me the lottery numbers this week. Go on. Big grin on the face. Go on, tell me the lottery numbers. Then I'll believe you. You don't understand why I do what I do. You think I'm going to tell you the lottery numbers? That's not what I'm here to do. I have a platform revealing deception. People profit from it, either financially or through the knowledge. Oh, I make you laugh. To think that this is a competition and I'm doing it because I want to be the best and I'm obsessed with money. Why don't I gamble? Why don't I gamble? And if I did, I wouldn't do a $1 parlay and waste my time on a $1 parlay. If I did gamble, I'd bet thousands like I did. I'm a guy who, when I do something, I go all in. I'm going to put $5 bets on to win £7. I ain't going to do that. Or $7. I won't do that. It's not who I am. So Truth Codes is great, but he does different sorts of codes. Truth Codes is amazing. I'm going to be doing a live with him soon. Him and I decoded Leicester City to win the FA Cup together. That's Leicester City, guys. 40-1 to win it, and they did. Chuck and I decoded Liverpool. What were they, Chuck? 9-1 to win the FA Cup? Were they 9-1? The amount of futures I've done is off the charts. What futures has Zach called recently? What futures has he called? If he claims it's Argentina won, it's laughable. But what futures has that guy called, the guru? Notice he used to be able to call futures, and now he can't because he had to draw you in. He had to draw you in because he's clearly working for Satan, in my opinion. So he'll keep referring to what he's called in the past. What are you doing right now? What was the last future that he called? So somebody tell me the last future. I had the Warriors to win the NBA 6 months before they won it. I said it'd be 4-2. I said the Stanley Cup final, the Avs would win 4-2. I said the World Series would finish 4-2. I said Argentina would make the World Cup final. I said Liverpool would win the FA Cup. When was the last future that he called? I called the scoreline of Super Bowl 56 and the guy would get the first touchdown. And then I saw Zach did a video about Odo Beckham saying, I think he's going to get the first touchdown after I put my code out. When was the last future he called? Somebody tell me. What was it? I had the Bucks over the Chiefs before Super Bowl 55 began, before the season began. All right. How many teams did he have to win in it? 6. If the Bulls win the NFL, the Super Bowl, he's going to do all that code about the Buffalo shooting. If they don't, okay, I've got to scrap that. If the Eagles win it, he's going to say it's all about revelation. I've told you, Philadelphia is connected to revelation. He's going to do that. If Brady wins it, he's going to tell you he's gone 8-3 and he's born 8-3 and football gets you 83. And 83 is the 23rd prime and it's his 23rd season. He's going to tell you that one. If the Bucks win it and say, well, I did say after week 3 that Brady and the Bucks had a phenomenal riddle. If the Chiefs win, There's a phenomenal riddle for Mahomes. He's going to give you that one. And he's going to say, after week 5, guys, I did tell you that there was a strong narrative for the Chiefs to win it. Won't he? So that's how he operates. He's a fraud. All right, if Miami Dolphins win it, it all connects to Don Shula. And if you go back to this video that I posted, you'll see I said that Miami had a great shot. So he'll do it for about 7, 8 different teams. When was the last future you called, Hubbard? I've called about 7 since your last one. And I don't call it in the semi-final or the final. I call it before. Just because I said England had an exceptional riddle, which they did, which you stole off me because you told people it's going to be England-Argentina final, like I said, a year and a half ago. Yeah, Argentina are there, and you're dismissing that you said England would be there. But I said it would be Argentina-England. And then I stumbled across Brazil because a guy from Brazil was pestering me every goddamn day. Pestering me with good codes. All about 22, and then Brazil go out with 22 days left in the year. You're a fraud, you're a liar, you hate on people, and you act like you want to bring us all together, and the only way that we could be brought together is if we support the movement and sign up to your Patreon. You lied, you've stolen money off people, you said you'd set up communities for people, which is just absolutely unrealistic and pathetic, and just playing on people's emotions. If you fell for that, I actually feel sorry for you falling for that, but you're very naive. If you think a guy is going to get 10 grand off you, 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand, and he's going to what? Buy land with that in the US and build houses with 50 grand? What can you do with 50 grand? Buy a nice car? Go out and have lobster a few times a week? Buy a nice watch? What are you going to do with 50 grand? Set up a community and buy land and build houses and provide food and just code all day? You got played by him, and people who are signing up to him at this point are going to get played again. And I've told you, if you're new to Gematria, you're going to be led to him. You ain't going to be led to me, who's superior to Zach. Call me egotistical. Look at my work compared to his work over the last 2 years. Tell me who's better. It's blatantly me. I've proven myself day in, day out. And I don't say, come to my website, guys, and I'm going to give you amazing sports picks. I'm going to make you rich. I don't play that. Support me if you want. You can support me by going on my website. You can support me by subscribing on YouTube. You can support me by sending me a nice message or an email. You don't have to go on my website. I've told you, if I wanted to plug my website, I'd be making 10, 15 grand a month. Click on my fingers if I wanted to do it. If I really wanted to play on people's emotions, and if I wanted to target people who are obsessed with gambling. I don't gamble. I hate gambling. But I know people are going to choose to gamble, and it's their choice. If I wanted to promote myself, if I wanted to charge $20 a month, I could. And I'd keep easily 200 people. Easy. I ain't going to do that. So, Hubbard, to say that I go live for 3 hours and talk nonsense, what's that saying about my audience? What are you saying about my audience that I go live 3 hours, talk nonsense, yet people stay and listen, I get thousands of views? What are you saying about those people? That they're moronic? That you're having a go at my audience there, which I'm not going to have. So, Zach Close Call Hubbard, you're a fraud. I don't even think that's your name. We don't need to get into the whole Greenblatt and, well, maybe my dad was Jewish or whatever it is. I don't know any of that. I don't frankly care. You've called me out numerous occasions. You've gone from telling the whole world. There's this, when I was new on the scene, guys, and calling in when I was a Zach fanboy, like a lot of us were, I'd sit at home and he'd have TFR Truth Frequency Radio. All right. And I'd call in. I'd be like, oh, I want to call in. I want to give him this code. I almost wanted his approval. Because again, you're new to Gematria. He's the guru. You don't know what's going on with it. You just hear him talking numbers. You're like, wow, wow, wow. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to call in. First time I called in, I gave him all this code. And he was like, what's your name? I was like, it's the Illusion. Okay, well, keep up the good work, Illusion. Well done. So that was my first call. Keep up the good work, Illusion. He actually said my name. All right. Then I called in again with 2 MBAD codes, which were perfect. Absolutely perfect. They both won. Perfect. And he said, do you know what? You could eventually become the best to ever do this. Amazing work, Illusion. What's your YouTube channel? And I'll promote it. I was like, oh, just type in the Illusion. And it's like got this yellow image that says like fake fact. Thank you, Zach. Have a great day. Hey guys, this guy's really good. Support his work. It's nice to see that people across the pond have come across this work. So it's telling everyone how amazing I am and that I could be the best to ever do it about a year and a half ago. Think how good I am now. Now he's telling people that I'm a fraud, I can't code, and I've completely screwed up the World Cup. That's what he's telling everyone now. Why is he doing that? If he cares so much about truth and this community, why is he calling out one of the very best? Why is he not promoting me every day? Why? Why does he have to call me out after saying I was amazing when I was somewhat of a nobody? I kind of was at the beginning. I had about 10, 15 people on Patreon. He told everyone how amazing he was. He's telling everyone how amazing Script Unveiled is. He's really good, Script Unveiled. I really like the guy a ton. But he's got, what, 900 people on Twitter. I don't even know how many, if he has anyone on his Patreon. So he's going to promote him. He promoted Itachi. And don't get me started on that guy who does crystal meth and can't code at all. He promoted Itachi, yet he's hammering me, who can get 90% hit rates in a month and reveal deception, predict the Queen's death, predicted the exact death date of Dustin Diamond weeks before he died, all the other stuff that I've done, leading people to God. And I put out clear pics, and he tells everybody that I'm a fraud. Ask yourself why he's doing that. Clearly, he sees me as a threat. Why won't he let me on his show to talk to him? Because I'd out-talk him. And people go, wait, who's this Illusion guy? Wow, he's really intelligent. He knows a lot. Let me check out his website. Let me check out his YouTube. But no, what does he call me? The cocky, arrogant Englishman. No longer says my name, but he'll say Script Unveiled. He'll say his name. Won't he? And he also said about me that people only listen to me because of my charming English accent. That it's my accent why people are so engaged with what I have to say. Sorry that I don't speak like this, and I get a close call, guys. I think it's gonna. There's definitely riddles for both quarterbacks to win and lose. Yeah, I think there's definitely riddles for 17 teams to win the Super Bowl. Just because I don't speak like a 12-year-old growing his first pubes, Zach. People are not just engaged by me because of my English accent. They're engaged with what's coming out of my mouth. Gold. Gold. Zach does have a voice like an invert. He does. He sounds like he's gone through surgery, which you can do for your voice. All right? Why do you think he tells you all that he played softball growing up? What guy plays softball? All right? What guy plays softball? I never knew a guy who played softball. And when I lived in the US, I knew guys that played baseball. Not softball. That's why I said, what are you going to do, Zach? Throw a softball at me? You're going to throw a softball at me now? Are you going to go do a live saying that I'm a liar and I do this? Back up what you're saying about me. You told everybody that I didn't mention Argentina for the World Cup. Just so you know, guys, on his recent TFR, I left a comment with my Aguero video saying he sacrificed his career for Argentina to get to the World Cup final, which I posted a year ago on YouTube. And he's telling everybody that I haven't mentioned Argentina once. I haven't mentioned Argentina once to win the World Cup. I'll get there. And he's acting like he knows everything about football and he can't even kick a football. Probably trip over or break his ankle. He told everyone that he was a phenomenal athlete growing up. Where's your video? Go on my Instagram. Watch what I can do with the football. I show you. I back up what I say. It's what I do. I back up what I say. Look what I can do with a football. Where's your footage? Yes, you're scrawny. Yeah, you can be skinny and be a talented athlete. But mate, you look like the kid who was picked last at school. All right? You look like that typical nerd from like a cartoon show who gets bullied. And you're going to go live telling everyone that you was a phenomenal athlete. What are you going to tell people next? That you bench press 500 pounds? Is that what you're going to tell people? Well, you tell people you're a phenomenal sports decoder. You may as well tell people you can squat 500 pounds as well. That's just as believable at this point with you. All right? You go live and you rant and you rant. Do you find good information? Yeah, because you have thousands of people feeding you it. All right? You have thousands of people sending you codes a day. And then you add tiny parts from the knowledge that you have and you claim it to be your own, like you've done with Argentina. Zach, if I had you right now here, where you'd be lost for words, if I said to you, Zach, name 5 Argentina players. Name 5 Argentina players. Go on. If I tell you, when did Argentina last get to the World Cup final? Who scored in that final? When was he born? Who was he playing for? If I tell you in 1990, what was the World Cup final? Would you be able to say it was West Germany against Argentina and it finished 1-0 to Germany and both the captains were number 10, Mateus and Maradona? And then Messi in the semi-final matched Mateus' record of 25 caps. And now he's going to become the all-time leading player in the history of the World Cup with the most appearances. Could you do that? Or would you just tell me, Pope Francis is Argentinian and the finals one day after his 86th birthday and they won the World Cup in 86, which was 36 years ago. And they came in with a 36-game undefeated run. Do you know that the coach, his birth is 30 weeks and 6 days before the World Cup final? Did you know that Maradona died 24 months, 23 days before the World Cup final, the 360th prime? Do you know Messi turns 36 next year? Do you know all of that? No, you don't. But you're going to tell everyone it was so blatant. If it was so blatant, and you're going on about the Pope and Argentina, if it was so blatant, do you know what he would have done? Do you know what he would have done? This is what Zach would have said if Argentina lost. This is exactly what he would have said. Guys, clear as day, Argentina, we're going to lose. Wait, what? This is what he'll tell people. Clear as day. Argentina, we're going to lose the semi-final. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Listen, I'll tell you why. Are you ready for this, guys? This is why Argentina didn't make the World Cup final. So, as you know, guys, there was so much for Croatia. Luka Modric was born in 99. 9 times 9 gets you 911. Prince Philip died at age 99, the 99th day of the year. Super Bowl 56, the season began on 9/9, 99 days before the Pope's birthday. And then the 2 starting quarterbacks both wore number 9. And the last major play of Super Bowl 56 was by Aaron Charles Donald, number 99. So here's why Argentina lost the semi-final. Are you ready for this, guys? I'll tell you. So Pope Francis, Argentinian. I've been telling you forever that Argentina are so connected to the Pope because the Pope's Argentinian. And Argentina are mad about football, just like the Pope. So here's what happened, guys. You heard it here first. Wait, before I tell you, sign on to the Patreon. Because I told you this would happen. I've told you this would happen. So, because Argentina lost the semi-final in a big shock, it's because the third and fourth game, all right, for third and fourth place is on Pope Francis's birthday, guys, which is Saturnalia. And Pope Francis is Argentinian. So it made so much sense for Argentina to be playing in that game on the Pope's birthday. Makes sense now, doesn't it, guys? Yes, did I say Argentina had a good riddle to get to the World Cup final? Yes, but I did. The main thing I said was Argentina synced up with the Pope, and this proves it. Argentina are playing in the third versus fourth game on Pope Francis' birthday. Shut up, all the haters. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't code at my level. That is why Argentina didn't make the final. Now they've made the final. It's one day after the Pope turns 86. Argentina won the World Cup final in 86. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. That's how he operates. I put my hand up and say, I loved England the most, then Argentina, then Brazil. If none of them win it, I got the future completely wrong. But day after day with daily picks, I've been bang on with the World Cup. Wait till you read my book. All right? If Argentina lose to France, I ain't going to be like, I can't believe Argentina lost. I know this shitload of stuff for France. Shitloads of stuff for Argentina. I just know when that World Cup's over, I'll be bringing out a book about it. Zach Hubbard, what are you going to do? Bring out a book and just say Argentina win the World Cup in a close call game? Be aware, guys, he's going to find a lot of stuff for France. And he'll tell you if France win, I told you all this for France. You should have hedged. I said Argentina would make the final. No, you're implying that they're winning it. So what are you going to say if they don't win it? What are you going to say if they don't win it? You're going to say all the numbers for France and get people to your Patreon. I am going to reveal exactly what plays out. I came to the live. I do it all the time. Tell me if Zach Hubbard could go here with a World Cup game going on and tell you where the game's going like me. He don't know any footballers. He knows Messi, Ronaldo, probably Mbappe now, maybe Harry Kane. The guy's clueless when it comes to professional football. I came on the live yesterday with France-Morocco. Soon as the game started, I think France win. And I'll tell you why. 2 minutes later, France took a lead. Then I revealed why they scored after 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I always talk about 44. And then the French player makes it 2-0, 44 seconds after coming on. I talk about all of that. He couldn't do that. All right? There's not many that can do that. So Pope Francis has obviously made an agreement with their God, which is Lucifer, for this to all happen. And if Argentina do win it, will it make my book better? Yeah. If France win it, will the book still be phenomenal? Yeah. But it'd be better for me if it's Argentina. It would wake up a lot of people. But everybody says Argentina's going to win. Everybody told me that Morocco were going to beat France. People only go off what I say in my live sometimes. They've heard me rave on about England because they had all these riddles. The team that knocked them out were France. They didn't see the stuff I found for France. If I wanted to just go here every day and just tell you all the stuff I find, I might just start doing that and let you do whatever you want. But I ain't going to say sign up to the website and then put close call on every single pick, where I'm actually more confused now than I was going into it. I don't keep up with sports too much. A bunch of overpaid actors grabbing each other. Exactly. Satanists. Fair play, the illusion. You have got a lot of football knowledge. Thank you, Cloud. I do also kind of cringe at guys without football knowledge decoding. Even if it's fake, you have to understand the game as well. When you hear, no offense, because I know plenty of Americans that know a lot about the game. I coached in LA, I coached in Chicago, I coached in Colorado, I coached in Alaska. People telling me my life's been made up because I've done so many things. No, it ain't. I've coached in all those places. I've lived in 3 nations. I am a phenomenal athlete. I can code at a really high level. I've got a lot of gifts that God's given me. God's given me them. God. All right? Like he's using me right now. But when you hear a guy or a girl, whatever Zach is, attempting to talk about professional football, it's almost like when you go to a karaoke bar and there's somebody who can't sing, getting up there with the microphone, singing their heart out, but they can't sing. And then they come off thinking that they just deserve to win a Grammy. That's what it is with Zach Hubbard and football. He has no clue about it. He will never go on my live stream again. I've let him on a few times, let him speak his mind. All right? Give him a platform. And he's always been nice on my live streams. And then he shits on me days after every single time. He'll never come on it again. I'll never go on his show. I don't need to. I've just ruined him. And he's ruining himself now. He's complaining that his support's going down. But he won't take responsibility for it. He's blaming everybody else for why people are not supporting him anymore. He's saying good, intelligent people in the community are leaving him because haters are spreading bad things about him. He won't take any responsibility for the fact that his work's mediocre now in regards to the level I'm at. It's mediocre. And his sports picks are trash. And he doesn't call futures anymore, whatever he tells you that he did 7 years ago. He's toxic. More people are finding God. So those who are finding God are leaving him. He won't take responsibility. If I'm ever wrong, I'll say, hey, I was wrong. I got it wrong. But I will then tell you that I'm right nearly every time. I'll tell you that because that's true. Just like me being wrong on a pick is true. Me being right nearly every time is true. So why can't I say that? If you're going to call me out and I accept it, I'll let you know how good I am as well. And you better accept it, but you'll probably deny it. That's the reality. But I've never bullshitted. If you've been with me from the beginning, I've never bullshitted. I rarely sit on the fence because I'm so passionate. And my hit rate's exceptional. If anyone can dismiss any of those 3 things I've just said, go for it. Leave a comment and tell me that that's bullshit. It's not. You can't say shit about me other than lies. Telling me I stole his Queen code, which I called over 2 years ago. That she died at 96. And I've told you, he's done, go on his website, whatever he has. He's made about 10 predictions, 10 different years of when she was going to die. He's eventually going to get it right. If she didn't go at 96, he would have said 97. Then he would have said 98. Then a riddle for 101 that he had. All right? If she went at 95, he would have told you it was the 95 Theses. And Martin Luther King died on the 95th day of the year on 95 date numerology. He would have given you that one. If she went at 94, it would have said this was definitely a ritual connected to George Bush Sr., who died at age 94. 9 times 4 is 36. 666 is the 36 triangular number. She died 94 days after George Bush Jr.'s birthday. He would have done all that with you. He is the person that plays people, that lies to you, and will always find a code to support his bullshit. Then the average person says that about people like me. That's not how I operate. I don't go out of my way to cover myself. My goal is to reveal the deception. As soon as France knocked out England, I wanted to tell you all that Giroud got the winning goal exactly 42 weeks before his birthday. I didn't say that at the beginning. I didn't say Giroud were going to score. I wanted to reveal that. I wanted to reveal that the goal scorers were number 8 and number 9, and that's when the Queen died. Just know 89 is the 24th prime, and Argentina can drop to 2 and 4 in World Cup finals. But then you can also say, this is what he's saying. France can become 2 and 2 in World Cup finals in the 22nd edition. They could. They could. But they could become 3 and 1, the 11th prime. 11 is the 5th prime. If France win, it's going to be the 5th World Cup in a row that a European nation's won. I said I've seen 5 symbolism everywhere. PSG have a 5-point lead in France. All right? There's a lot of stuff for France. A lot of stuff. Everyone's going on about Argentina and 44, that the first time they won the World Cup was 44 years ago. If you read my book, you'll see that France have had more 44s than any team at this World Cup, especially Giroud. They have so many 44s to France. I told you Super Bowl 56 was on the 44th day of the year. Argentina did knock out Croatia, who had won 4 out of 4 penalty shootouts at World Cups. They do have 44s as well. If Argentina win, are they going to become 3-3 in World Cup finals for that 33 and make it so obvious? The Messiah, Messi, is Argentina going to become 3-3? Won 3 World Cups, lost 3? Seems a bit clear. They could sacrifice the Messiah. Messi's the Messiah that they call him. Think of the energy that's going to be harvested if Messi loses the World Cup final. Mbappe has sacrificed a ton. What about Messi, who played for Barcelona, sponsored by Qatar Airways, and now he plays for Paris Saint-Germain, sponsored by Qatar Airways, and the owners of PSG are from Qatar, and now Messi's in the World Cup final in Qatar? Why don't you look at that without your numbers, without your shitty Gematrinator calculator? Why don't you look at the fact that Messi has played for Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, who both were sponsored by Qatar Airways? Why don't you look at the fact that PSG's 2 superstars, Mbappe and Messi, are in the final of the World Cup in Qatar? Why don't we look at that? Whether who wins it or not, whether it's Mbappe or Messi, why don't you look at that? No, how Mbappe has got 5 goals in 5 games for Satan, and Argentina equals 55. Suddenly Mbappe's forgot how to play football. Started off the whole World Cup, incredible. He's going to break all these records. He's probably going to get 10 World Cup goals. What happened to him? Hurt. Kylie. What happened to Kylie? Why can't he play football now? Why is he not scoring? What happened? Because he wasn't coded to. Mbappe was 1-9 to win the Golden Ball Award. 1-9 is now 9-2. Messi's 1-5. However, if Mbappe scores and France win the World Cup, who gets the Golden Ball? Mbappe. It's fine lines. If Argentina win the World Cup, Messi gets it for the second time. So if you're going to put all your eggs in one basket with Argentina, just like Zach Hubbard told you all to get on the Bengals and I told you all the Rams, and he had a phenomenal riddle for the Bengals and the Tiger, and he's going to talk about Maradona and the Dad of the Year of the Tiger, and Leo, the Lion. He's going to give you all of that, and it's all makes sense. But see how he had you all convinced the Bengals were going to win the Super Bowl? But then I'm sure he did a live about why the Rams won. He implied the Bengals were winning it. He was wrong. And he convinced thousands of people to pick the Bengals. I don't blame him for that. Anyone who bets, they're adults. Can't blame Zach if you took his pick. Blame yourself. That's what I'll say. You blame yourself. Whatever you bet on is your responsibility. I'll give you information, Zach will. But he implied strongly the Bengals were winning. And then he told everyone, well, I did say Bengals to cover, and they covered the 4-point spread because they only lost by 3. I told you the scoreline. I told you the first touchdown. I told you that Matt Stafford was faking an injury and he'd come back in. All as it was going on. And what he's going to do here, is really bigging up Argentina, and if Zach Hubbard is bigging up a team for a future, you better look into France. France can become the 3rd nation to win back-to-back World Cups, and they can get their third World Cup. There's your 33. Or you can look at Argentina going 3-3. If you're wearing those rose-tinted spectacles, you're all on Argentina. I'm going to tell you numbers for both in this. And at the end of the game, I'm going to reveal exactly what happened. Because I don't want you watching professional sports anymore. I don't even want you gambling anymore. I want you to see through the illusion. I want you to find God. If that means you have to gamble to get there like I did. I didn't believe in God until I believed in Satan. I believed in Satan before God. And if it wasn't for me coding these sports games, I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have now. Revelation 13:18. When did Elizabeth officially meet Prince Philip? When she was 13. Philip was 18. 5 years difference. Told you, if France win the World Cup, it'll be the 5th World Cup in a row a European nations won it. European nations have been dominating the World Cup. All right? Dominating it. Whether it's Germany, whether it's Spain, whether it's Italy, whether it's France, been dominating it. Who told you all, and go back right at the beginning, who told you all that it would be a European nation against a South American? Somebody say, I told you it'd be a South American nation against a European nation. I was like ultra confident. I said that. I told you all that there wouldn't be a new World Cup winner. So that rid off Holland, that rid off Belgium. They'd stay on 8. Well, what's the World Cup final? It's Argentina, France. Both nations that have won World Cups. It's going to stay on 8. Now, do you remember? Well, I've got a video about 8 that I'm going to put out today. Do you guys remember the 8 with the World Cup in 2010? Remember the logo for this World Cup's an 8. All right, the snake eating its own tail. So listen to this 8. I've not even shared this on my website. I will. So I told you 8. I said before the World Cup began with all my wild 8 finds that there would not be a new world champion. And after France just made the World Cup final versus Argentina, it seems I'm right once again, baby. So that code itself would have just written off Croatia and Morocco. There was the possibility of the 9, but I've been raving on about 8. I will tell you that. I'll tell you the stuff for a 9, but I'll be very clear. I won't say close call. I'll say I think that it's going to be 8 teams that stay on it. Paul the Octopus became an unlikely star of the 2012 World Cup when the 2-year-old, just like France and Argentina, come into this World Cup final with 2 World Cups each in the 22nd edition in 2022. Notice France's second goal was after 79 minutes, the 22nd prime. Notice that Morocco got knocked out, as expected, in the semi-final in their 22nd all-time World Cup game. They left the tournament with 22 all-time World Cup points. Second France goal was scored after 79 minutes, the 22nd prime. Their star player is Ziyech, who wears number 22. The opening goal in this game was scored by Theo Hernandez, who's got 22 goals for Milan. And he scored a span of 22 weeks after Bastille Day, and he wears number 22. How do you like them apples, Hubbard? How do you like them apples, baby? So you got Paul the Octopus. All right. He predicted the outcome of 8 matches during the World Cups in South Africa. Paul made its name, which is connected to the Catholic Church, by the way, Paul, St. Paul's. Paul made its name by succeeding in choosing a muscle from 1 or 2 boxes bearing the flags of competing nations. So Paul, the Octopus, predicted the outcome of 8 matches. How many tentacles does an octopus have? How many tentacles does an octopus have? So Paul the Octopus predicted 8 outcomes correct, was perfect. An octopus has 8 tentacles, And I told you all that it would stay on 8 nations winning the World Cup. This is all this. I told you Giroud was not going to score yesterday. I tell you all this stuff. Okay? 4 goals in 5 games, 45, the 9th triangular number. He wears number 9. The list goes on. And he hit the post and he missed a sitter because he wasn't supposed to score. Cowboys over Miami, Super Bowl 57. 50 gets you 5,000. I think if you do $50 on a future, it's worth it. But to call both teams to make a Super Bowl like I did with the Bucs and the Chiefs is incredibly challenging. If that's wrong, Detroit Aaron, it doesn't mean that you're not incredible at what you do. You make incredible connections, you find these patterns, but people are going to say, if you tell all your friends that's going to be the Super Bowl and it's not, they're going to say that you're a fraud and you're an idiot and you're a psychopath. If they win it, all they're going to say to you is this: cheers, mate, great call. So think about the risk and reward now of contacting all your friends saying, back this, do that, this is going to happen. Keep your predictions close to your chest. Put them out there. Think about your key words. I think the code suggests there's a possibility. You can do that. You have to be smart with this because there's a lot of people in the world that will say you definitely said that. You're a fraud. They'll tell you that. And then you just have to go back and say, hey, all I did here was a code because I'm trying to learn about the universe. The numbers were interesting. It didn't hit. Doesn't make me a fraud. We're all going to have opinions with this. We all code differently. Again. But you have to somewhat take some responsibility. You can't I couldn't go live every day doing this and be wrong every time I talk. You wouldn't listen to me. You wouldn't be on my website. Would you? But I also am fully aware that I ain't going to be going live every day and everything that comes out of my mouth is going to happen. There's some comments I've left on YouTube at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., completely shattered. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I don't know. England or Brazil? Going to bed. Argentina, whatever. I've never gone off any of those 3 teams. And if France win it, I'll say I didn't see the riddle for France. They did me. I didn't think that a nation would go back to back. Everyone's talking about Messi and 2-0-1. Argentina were 2-0-1 in the group stage. Messi stays at room 201 in Qatar. Pope Francis, his name's Jorge Maria Bergoglio, gets you 201. The Jesuit order gets you 201. Pope Francis resided at Suite 201 at the Vatican. 201 Jesuits were saved by Catherine the Great. He'll give you all those 201s. He'll completely ignore the fact that France were also 2-1. He'll completely ignore the fact that the Jesuits were founded in France. There's all these 201s for Argentina. There's all these 201s for France. 66.6% win rate, both of them, in the group stage. I told you it's a satanic World Cup. 2 of the nations in the final had a 66.6% win rate in the groups. That's why Argentina got beat by Saudi Arabia. That's why France got beat by Tunisia. Because it ain't anything to do with the quality of the players. How Satan can dismiss the France one? Well, France dropped 9 players. They should still be murdering Tunisia. I told you all at the beginning of this World Cup and during it, you better never, ever, ever, ever forget, if Argentina win this World Cup, big if, they got beat by Saudi Arabia. If Argentina win this World Cup, they got beat by Saudi Arabia, who then went on to lose to Poland and lose to Mexico. Argentina beat Poland and beat Mexico. How does that make sense? Never, ever, ever, ever forget that Argentina came into the World Cup with a 36-game undefeated run and they lost to Saudi Arabia. 151 days after Messi's birthday, the 36th prime, their 36-game undefeated run came to an end against a team who didn't have one shot in the first half. Argentina took the lead. Like I said, Messi would score. Every game he scored, I said he would score with my code. Never forget that. 2-0-1 with France, guys, is big. And it's also big for Argentina. And this isn't me covering myself. What have I got to cover? You know what I mean? What have I got to cover? I want to expose it all. France, Argentina, typical teams that would get to the final. I'm not shocked. Yeah, it's usually the big teams. More often than not, the World Cup final is two of the best teams. And that's why when people said, you said England, Argentina, or Brazil, you called favourites. Yeah, because the narrative and the history of the World Cup indicates that it's going to be a top team in the final. But they want me. The only way they believe me is if I said Tunisia will win the World Cup and they won it. It's like it would need something that drastic to wake up a normie at this point. To be fair, he did say Tunisia for World Cup and he stuck to his guns all the way through and they won it. That is the only way you're going to wake up a normie out of its deep sleep. The Queen's death wasn't enough for people with the book that I've done. The Kobe book isn't enough for people because I did the book after his death. If I coded Kobe to die January the 26th, 2020, 3 years before, and I said he was going to die in a helicopter crash with his daughter, then maybe, and I'm saying maybe, people would wake up to what I'm doing. But still, they'd probably say, well, there's been this celebrity's died in a helicopter crash. And all right, fair enough, you got the date right, but it's not that great, is it? I'm at the point where I'm aware of that. So what have I got to lose by revealing numbers for this World Cup final for both of them? Because that's how you should do it. I said when you bet, you have to cover. People call you a pussy. No, you're very intelligent. Do you know how many times, guys, I bet and covered and won both bets? It's startling. When it comes to the NBA, again, tell me another guy coding the NBA at my level. There isn't anyone. There's not anyone. When I gambled, if my team took a massive lead and became like minus 3,300, I take my money. I take my money because they offer me 95%. I take my money. Amazing. Did it so often. Do you know what else I then do? You know what? I'm going to actually get on the Kings spread, the plus 17 points. I'm going to get on that. And then boom, my team ends up winning by 3 points. So I took the 95% payout and I won on the spread. Do you know I did that practically every day? Or if I didn't cash out, if I just wanted to let it run, I would get on the spread of the other team. Because if somehow the other team comes back and wins, my spread bet hits. I lost my initial money line. That sucks. It looked like it was coming in. But I took that spread, that even money. I've got my money back. Sometimes you can take a spread with plus money. More often than not, you win your money line bet and you win the spread. That's how people should be teaching you to bet, not to do a $1 parlay because the underdog has a riddle to win. I'm not defending myself, Jabalani. Sounds like a Turkish dish. There's no defending myself. I'm not on the defense. There's no need. I'm on the attack. There's a big difference between defending and attacking, my brother. I ain't on the defense. There's nothing to defend. My work is flawless. Well, it's not flawless. Nothing to defend. 1986 World Cup was in Mexico. Argentina's first win was over in Mexico. Poland made it out the group stage for the first time since 1966. Yeah. There's a million reasons why Argentina can win it, which can be scary. There's all sorts with the Mexico. Maradona won the World Cup in Mexico, didn't he? He captained them. England won the World Cup in 66. The 66, it seems, is all about the Church of Satan that was founded in 66 more than England winning it. Because Anton LaVey synced up with the World Cup. Remember, the first ever World Cup was when Anton LaVey was born, the year, the founder of the Church of Satan. He founded the Church of Satan 36 years after he was born. Argentina can win the World Cup 36 years after 86, or they could lose it 36 years after 86. 86 is death. A coffin, 8 foot, you go 6 foot under. Could be the death of Argentina. It could result in the death of Francis at 86. I think he goes in 2023. But then again, if he does go in 2023, I'll just get told he was 86, Adam. There's millions of people dying, Adam, yeah, connected to the end times. That's why. So I ain't on the defense. I ain't trying to prove a point. I'm calling out bullshit, and I do it every day. Whether it's Zach Hubbard, Pope, whatever it is that I call out. Coronavirus, the war in Ukraine and Russia, I call it out. And I'll keep calling it out. I've told you that. Betting is greed, I agree. Amani Anani is in the chat. Hey, Amani Anani, I'll keep you in. Let's hear what he's saying. No, I'm not even going to read out his comment. And I'll make this very clear to you all. Getting a pick wrong does not make you a con artist. All right? We're all going to get picks wrong. We're all going to make mistakes. Being wrong in life doesn't make you a fraud. It doesn't make you a con artist. What makes you a con artist is when you're intentionally going out of your way to manipulate and deceive people for your own personal gain. So, for example, putting out a close call pick and then going live telling everyone you got 8 out of 9 picks when you only give one clear pick and that pick was wrong. That is a con artist. And then telling you to sign on and support his Patreon. That's a con artist. Me getting a pick wrong every now and again does not make me a con artist. If I'm 92% in the month with picks, which I did in November, I couldn't sit here and look you in the eye and say it when I have 300 plus people on my website. I won't be able to say it if this was a lie. Does that make me a guru and a genius and phenomenal and exceptional and a mind reader? No. It means I'm really good at what I do. If I get a pick wrong, does it make me a con artist, a deceiver, a fraud, a liar for getting a pick wrong, for putting out numbers that didn't actually play out as I thought they were? Does that make me a con artist? No. No. So when you make accusations to somebody like me, my mum always told me, Adam, you'd be a very good lawyer because I have an answer to everything. So if you're going to make accusations, make them really, really, really good. To the point where it's like, all right, you've got me there, mate. Make them really good. Don't call me a con artist when you don't actually understand the term of what it means to con a person. I would call myself an artist. I think my brain is, I am an artist. I'm so creative. I'm not a con artist. No need to explain, Adam, you're a great decoder. Thank you. People need to relax on this gambling, 1,000,000%. Why do you think they've legalized gambling in the US? They want you to gamble. If it was positive for you, they wouldn't have it happen, would they? Zach, congrats to the winners. Yeah, clown emoji. Congrats to the winners. It's cringe. Like, if I won, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to keep wasting my energy like doing this. But although it's not really wasting it, I think it's energy well used. William will send me his picks every week. I'm going to see how many times he says close call. And then I'm not subscribed to his YouTube or anything with him. Can't stand him when he talks. I'll listen to his live stream and I'll see what he says. Just a one-off, and see if he does say congrats to the winners. Well done if you took the big underdog like I called. And then I'll say, wait, there's 7 sentences where you said the favorite were going to win and 2 for the underdog. How's that? Why are you congratulating people? And then I'm done. Guys, watch my Aguero video. Just please watch it where I said he had a stage retirement at age 33 for Argentina to get to the World Cup final. If Argentina become 3-3 in World Cup finals, then you know why Aguero retired at 33 and why he did it at Barcelona where Messi and Maradona played. Don't you? You know then. But it could be at 33. I've told you it's a big Jesus number. So we'll see if they give the false Messiah all of these Jesus numbers, or if the lamb gets slaughtered like Jesus did. Julian Alvarez is called the little spider connected to the Queen. It's all connected to the Queen. Why do you think covering all your options as always, yeah. How do I have a 92% hit rate if I'm covering myself? So shove those laughing emojis right up your buttocks. Was I covering my options yesterday when I said France would win? Did I say Morocco would win? No. So what I was getting at here is you and Scripts Unveiled are spot on. I might get him on the show one time. I'm going to say this, Scripts Unveiled. I apologize. I really like your work. I love your connections. I think you're a really cool, nice guy. I have to be honest, and you might think the same thing about me, brother. And don't take this to heart. I'm going to just say this to you. Sorry. But I always speak how I feel. Your voice goes through me. I think you should present your work just for people to read it. Welcome back, guys. I'm like, oh, it hurts me to hear you. I think your codes are great. I think you're fantastic. I think you care about the community. I don't think you have a giant ego. I think you're really, really good. I think I've really helped you, and you'll admit that. But your voice goes through me. For me. Maybe other people have no problem. Maybe my voice goes through people. It's very loud and obnoxious. But your voice gives me a headache, to be honest. Adam got like 20 World Cup games right and only England wrong. I got the odd pick wrong before the games began. And in play, I called exactly what was going to happen when the team were plus money. That's what I've done. But thank you very much for that. It wasn't just the England game. All right. And there was a like I thought Argentina were beating Saudi Arabia, but I didn't look into Saudi Arabia. I had Messi to score. I've called every game he scored. Like in the semi-final, I said Messi would score and assist. Messi scored and assisted. That goes under the radar, but it shouldn't. I told you Germany would end the group with 225 points. They did and got knocked out. I told you, like I said, there's not going to be a new World Cup winner. That happened. I told you it would be a South American nation against a European nation. That happened. Told you it would all be about the Queen and Revelation and Pope Francis. That happened. So, yeah, I've told you, when you get at my level, when you get anything wrong, it's like if Messi has a bad game, what happens? He gets crucified. If he has a good game. What about the explosion? Well, the World Cup's not over yet, and it could still happen, and I think it's going to happen soon, and I think World War III is going to be triggered. Then you're not going to be sending laughing emojis. That's what I think. And again, JR, I don't know who you are. If I make these predictions, if you take them as gospel, then you must respect me. I'll tell you, Thomas Lockwood, who I love to bits. If you gamble, have rules you follow. Yeah. If you gamble, you got to be disciplined, and you have to be phenomenal decoder to win money, or you're going to lose. If you can't decode in play, don't gamble. If you can't decode in play, don't gamble. Like Boston Celtics with my pick, plus 750 late in the fourth. A guy in my community got them at 18-1 because of my code. You could have got the Bucks at 28-1 last week because of my code. People ignore all of that. That's crazy odds. But if I called a future at 28-1, I'd be a guru. If an in-play comes in at 28-1 where my code was perfect, which led to people betting on it, it goes ignored. They go, yeah, but the Bucks were minus 150. No. They became 28-1, my friend. And if you can't gamble, don't gamble. But Thomas Lockwood, who's an amazing guy, I'm not encouraging gambling. I think gambling's toxic. I think it's satanic. And I think you shouldn't gamble, and I don't gamble. So there you have it. I'm not encouraging gambling. God give you free will. If you gamble, you gamble. I don't gamble. I hate gambling. It's toxic. It's satanic. That's why the roulette numbers, you add them up, it's 666. But I ain't going to stop grown adults from gambling or drinking or having sex before marriage. I ain't going to preach to them. Do whatever they want. So talk about ungodly. Do you even believe in God? So Thomas Lockwood said this. He said, all the people calling you out are asking you who's going to win the World Cup final. Yeah, I do picks on my website every day. Every single day. Yesterday was France. The day before that was Boston over the Lakers and Messi to score an assist. And they had a phenomenal result to win. The only thing that put me off with Argentina is how good their code is. But Thomas Lockwood said, all these people calling you a fraud are then coming in saying, who's going to win the final, illusion? Who's going to win the semi-final? The people literally call me a fraud are asking me for picks. Why would you ask me for picks if I'm a fraud? You can't lose, can you? Because if I give you my pick and it wins, you win money. If I give you a pick and it misses, you can call me a fraud again. So you can't lose. If you want my picks, get on my website. And if you think I'm clueless, get out of the chat. Stop leaving me 15 comments a day on YouTube if I'm clueless. Stop watching me. I don't like Zach. I don't like his work. I unsubscribed. I cancelled my Patreon with him. And I don't watch anything that he does. Because that's what a normal, intelligent human being would do. If I'm a fraud, and you're always in my live streams, you're clearly obsessed with me, aren't you? You have an obsession with me. That's the reality. And you make yourself look silly by coming in my lives, hating on me. Yet you're giving all your energy to me. Give me it all. Give me all your energy, baby. So that's what you people who try to make me look foolish like Zach, I will make them look like a fool. Or they'll do it themselves. Have you coded the NFL game tonight? No, but I will. I've got 9 out of 9 in the NFL, I think, recently. I will. It's the 49ers, isn't it? I think they're 9-4. They could go the 9-5, which has been huge. It was big on Thursday, where the quarterback that won became 9-5 in his career. I could go 10-4, and I'm sure Zach will go on his website and just tell you that the 49ers can go 10-4, and that 10 is the fourth triangular number. He'll probably tell you that. I was born on the 104th day of the year, though, which is 14-4, which is one of the biggest numbers in all of this. That's why 144,000 Jews are sealed. Why the Elizabeth line up in the 144th day of the year, why there's 1,440 minutes in a day. Maybe that's why I was coded to do this for my 144. But then again, a lot of people were born on 14-4 that can't fucking tell you what 6 times 6 is. So it can't just be that. My dad was born on 14-4. He can't process any of this information. So I guess it's not to do with when I was born. Or maybe it was the year. Maybe it was the year and the date and the time that's led me to be as good as I am. Or maybe God's just using me. Maybe. So, yeah, I will code the NFL game. I've told you primetime games are the hardest to code, but I often nail them. But they are the hardest. By design. Then you use your discernment to pick your winner, or to pick if you go the spread, or if pick on a who's going to get a touchdown, whatever feels right for you. There's more than one way to bet. If you bet, I don't bet. He's in your live stream because I mentioned your channel in his comments and people loved it. I appreciate that, Code Star Clan. I truly believe if you just come across my work for the first time and you have any type of ability to process numbers and acknowledge that we may be living in a scripted reality, you've been given a gift by finding my work. And you've got hours and hours and hours of content to watch, to learn. And I would recommend going back all the way from the beginning, not because I get views. YouTube pays me peanuts because they limit everything I say now. They limit it all, yet they still put commercials up. So they're annoying you with the commercials and then paying me literally peanuts because they limit it. They want to have me unmotivated. They don't realize that things like that motivate me even more. There is an ad from Qatar with the official mascot, Larib, where there are white and light blue balloons everywhere. What for Argentina? France have blue and white in their jersey, though, don't they? Remember Russia, that France won the World Cup. In the commercial, before the World Cup, the stadium was lit, red, blue, and white, and people will just tell you, yeah, that's Russia's flag. It's France's flag as well. The commercial was literally the stadium, red, blue, and white. And then France win it. They'll do subtle things like that. It's what the occult do. They reveal the truth in plain sight. And I know people say it has nothing to do with that. They'll say that. And is there any way of me proving that commercial was predictive programming for France? No. No, I don't need to prove it. Constantly get told, you need to prove everything. I don't need to prove anything. I need to speak my truth, and you do whatever you want with it. I don't have to prove anything. I'll expose people who deserve to be exposed, like I did with Zach. World Monarch equals 144. I bet Peng Woods off Chris is 144. We are living in a scripted reality, undeniable. There is an ad from Qatar. Yeah, I've already read that. Red, white, and blue is the American flag colors. Yep, because the US is going to get destroyed next year. Economically ruined. Pretty much is already there, but at a different level. As soon as you get your 47th president, your country's going down. Argentina have played France 13 times, winning 6. Wow, speaking of the US, so it's going to be the 14th game that can stay on 6 wins. That's Donald Trump's birthday, who's probably going to become the 47th president. France all-time record. This helps, this one. All-time record is great. It's harder with the Premier League because they've played so many games and stuff. National teams, they've not played that often. So let's have a little look at the record. Argentina have played... They've played 12 times, bro, against France. They've won 6, drawn 3, lost 3. Right. So if Argentina win in 90 minutes, they get their 7th win in what's going to be the 13th game between the nations. 13 is the 7th Fibonacci number. However, this is why it's really hard. 13 is also the 6th prime number. They can stay on 6 wins against France. France have all the 666s. They won their first World Cup in 1998, 3 times 666 is 1,998. They won the World Cup 2018. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. The first goal in that World Cup final was after 18 minutes. And French Football Federation, FFF 666. Messi came into this World Cup with 6 World Cup goals. Again, what people need to know is things like this. Lionel Messi is supposed to be the greatest of all time. He came into this World Cup with 6 goals in 19 games at the World Cup. Do you want to know why? Who sponsors Paris Saint-Germain? Somebody leave a comment and tell me who sponsors Paris Saint-Germain. Who sponsors Paris Saint-Germain? There's Qatar, but what about their brand? What about the brand? You've got Qatar here. You've got the PSG badge. Nope. What's their brand? Like Nike, Adidas, Puma? What's PSG's? Somebody must know this. No? I'll keep going until you get it. Yeah, good call with the 44 balloons. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. Which commercial are you referring to that had 44 balloons? The recent one or the 2018 one? Because if it's the recent one, the 44, I've told you, it benefits both. So, has anyone got the answer? Air Jordan. Air Jordan. Right? Listen to this. What is Messi's nickname? I'm trying to get you involved here, so it's not just me rambling on. What's Messi's nickname? What do they call him? Not Leo. What do they call him? What's he always referred to? Especially if he wins the World Cup. What do they call him? Not Lionel, that's his name. What's his name? They call him the GOAT. All right. They call him the GOAT. The Messiah, but they call him the GOAT. What do they call Michael Jordan? What do they call Michael Jordan in regards to basketball? What's Michael Jordan referred to as? The GOAT. So they're both referred to as the GOAT, which is the Baphomet. All right, which connects to Satan. It's the Baphomet that's giving them all of these powers. He controls the demons. So you've got Paris Saint-Germain, sponsored by Qatar Airways. The owners are from Qatar. Messi played at Barcelona, who also sponsored by Qatar Airways. They get to the final, Argentina, Messi, all this Qatar sinks. Lionel Messi, who's the GOAT, even though he came into this World Cup with 6 goals in 19 games. This one, what's he got? How many goals has he scored in this one? 5? He's got 5 out of 6 for your 56. Messi came into this World Cup, 6 World Cup goals, 19 World Cup appearances. Do you want to know when the GOAT, Michael Jordan, was drafted? Do you want to know when he was drafted? This was Michael Jordan's draft day. Look in the chat. Look in the chat. Messi, 6 World Cup goals, 19 appearances coming into the World Cup. The GOAT. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Look when Jordan was drafted. Send. Look at the date Michael Jordan was drafted. What date is that? 6/1/9. Michael Jordan was drafted June the 19th, 6/1/9. Messi came into this World Cup, 6 goals at the World Cup, 19 appearances. He plays for Paris Saint-Germain, sponsored by Jordan, which is Michael Jordan's brand. Funny, I have 59 likes and Michael Jordan's 59, and Brittany Griner got detained on Michael Jordan's 59th birthday. Michael Jordan's birthday, drum roll please. What's Michael Jordan's birthday? Does anybody know Michael Jordan's birthday? Michael Jordan's birthday is this date. This is Michael Jordan's birthday. Can you see that? Can you see 17/2 is Michael Jordan's birthday, right? The 17th of February. Depending on where you are in the world, you can say the 17th of February or February the 17th. All right? Michael Jordan's birthday is 17/2. 17 times 2 is 34. What time did Messi score his penalty in the semi-final? 17 times 2 is 34. What time did Messi score his penalty in the semi-final? What time was his penalty at? Somebody leave a comment. What time was his penalty, which I raved on about 32 and 34 in my code, because 32 plus 34 is 66 for the Church of Satan. 34th minute. Right. Alto, how old was Messi when he won his first trophy for Argentina? How old was Messi when he won the Copa America? How old was he? How old was Messi when he won the Copa America? How old was he? Anybody? 34 years old. The Copa America final that Messi won. What appearance was he making in the Copa America? Anyone know that? The Copa America final was what appearance for Messi in that competition? Anybody know? How many appearances has he made? 34. In his 34th appearance at the Copa America, at age 34, he wins his first ever trophy. 17 times 2, 34. Now, do you want another 172? Michael Jordan was born on this date, the GOAT, 17-2. Can anybody tell me what appearance Messi's going to make in the World Cup final? Anybody know that? How many appearances does Messi have right now for Argentina? It's going to be his 26th World Cup game, which connects to Pope Francis. All right. He was born the 351st day of the year, the 26th triangular number. What appearance? Somebody's told me. Say it again, Rajiv. There you go. Lionel Messi's going to get his 172nd appearance for Argentina. He's going to do it in the World Cup final. When was Michael Jordan born? 17-2. So shall we break this down again one more time for people who said this is nonsense? Shall we break it all down? I'll break it down for you one more time. Lionel Messi plays for Paris Saint-Germain, a team sponsored by Qatar Airways. Their owners are from Qatar. Lionel Messi is about to play in a World Cup final in Qatar against Mbappe, who plays in Paris, the home of the Jesuits. All right? Messi is often compared with Michael Jordan as GOATs, which is the Baphomet. Michael Jordan was born 17-2. The World Cup final is going to be Messi's 172nd appearance for Argentina. All right? Messi came into this World Cup with 6 World Cup goals and 19 appearances. Michael Jordan was drafted 6-1-9. I told you all about the Queen and 26 and 96. And one of the reasons why I thought she was going to die was because England hosted Euro 96 26 years ago. Well, do you think it's a coincidence that the Queen died 101 days before the World Cup final, the 26th prime? England's known as the Three Lions, Leo the Lion, Messi. He's going to be making his 26th World Cup appearance, breaking the record of Lothar Matthäus. How many World Cup goals does Messi have right now? 11 in 25 games. When did Maradona die? 11-25. How many goals, guys? See if you know this. Yeah, Alto. Messi has 11 goals in 25 World Cup games. Maradona died 11-25, November the 25th. Zach, you can't touch me. You're 10% of me, mate. Right? Now tell me this. How many goals does Messi have for Argentina? Tell me how many goals Messi has for Argentina. Anybody know? How many goals does he have? Nope, he has way more than 25 goals. Thank you, Alto. I know you know the answer. You're like the kid in class who knows everything. I'm like, Alto, not you again. You know everything. So I'll say this again. You want to dismiss my Queen work? You haven't read my Queen book. I'll say it again. The World Cup final, 101 days after the Queen died. 101, like the age her mother died. 101. 101's the 26th prime. England hosted Euro 96 26 years ago. Messi's about to play in his 26th World Cup appearance as he has 96 goals. He's so synced up with Pope Francis, who was born the 351st day of the year, the 26 triangular number. Argentina are going to be playing in their sixth World Cup final. Michael Jordan went to 6 NBA finals and won all 6. And he was the MVP in all 6 of them. 6. So what I've just given you there in the last 10 minutes, you should be grateful that I'm giving you it for free because of my love for sharing knowledge. So Zach Hubbard is a fraud, and he calls genuine people frauds because Satanists do everything in reverse. He gives praise to people who don't deserve it, and he hates on people who deserve praise. That's why he hates on Jesus. That's why he's now hating on me. And he will praise mediocre decoders who worship him. So he'll then have you follow mediocre decoders and remain mediocre. And he will hide people like me where he won't even say my name because he knows that I'm exposing 1,000,000 times more than he is. You don't get anywhere with his knowledge but a basic grasp of gematria. You do learn that the reality that we're living in is coded. No doubt. He taught me that. It is coded. But then you get to a certain level with him. Zach Hubbard is the Russell Brand of gematria. Put that on a t-shirt. Zach Hubbard is the Russell Brand of gematria. He will give you a certain amount of truth that he's allowed to give, but he'll take you on the wrong path. The ultimate thing during this journey is finding God and believing that Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for our sins. That's the number one part of this journey, in my opinion. He'll have you think the number one part of this journey is to expose the Jesuits, to expose the Vatican. It's been exposed. The majority of the world are fully aware that the Vatican's corrupt. They're fully aware that governments are corrupt. Most just won't fully accept it or want to engage in the conversation. They know there's something not quite right with A-list celebrities, but they'd rather be entertained, so they don't want to discuss. They know potentially rappers are getting taken out and killed. We all know that now. Even if you don't code. I'm coding to hopefully, it sounds ridiculous, to stop you from gambling and actually just love the knowledge and find God. When I first started coding, did I want you to find God? No, I didn't believe in God. So why would I want you to find God if I didn't believe in God? When I first started coding, I wanted to boost my ego, win a ton of money, and be worshipped. I wanted people to tell me how amazing I was. And I could get rich from it. Or, well, very wealthy through what I was doing. That's what I wanted at the beginning. It's not who I am now. Because I've evolved and grown. Zach Hubbard, you've done the opposite. You haven't evolved with your coding, with your message. You've gone the other way, mate. If anything, your work's got worse. Your sports picks have definitely got worse. That's a fact. Your message. What is your message? What's your ultimate message? Like a movie. A movie ultimately has a message. The director, the producer, the actors want you to go away, taking away a certain message. What's your message, Zach? That Jesus doesn't exist and that pro sports are rigged and it's all the players involved and it's the Jesuits writing scripts? What is your ultimate message? What's your ultimate purpose? Mine's to lead people to God and see through deception. If they win money, great. If they don't, not my problem. They shouldn't gamble. They'll figure that out themselves. If gambling is detrimental for people and they're losing money and it's taking the energy, even though my picks are out of this world, they need to figure it out themselves to not gamble. Thomas Lockwood's quitting gambling after the World Cup. Probably 200 people have messaged me saying, because of you, I've quit gambling. It's not because of me. It's because of you. You made that decision, not me. I didn't tell you to do it. You. If you quit gambling, congratulations. If you win money off my picks, that's you. If you lose money off my picks, it's you. So we can blame the Jesuits, blame this, act like I know everything. We don't know everything. The biggest difference between Zach and I is this. I don't intentionally mislead people. I don't intentionally mislead people. I do everything to try and help people. Genuine. That's the biggest difference. I'm genuine. He's not. Then we have I believe in God. He doesn't. Who do you want to support? A genuine guy who believes in God? Or do you want to basically trust in a guy who shits on everybody, doesn't believe in God, and is a very average coder? I'm not going to say mediocre is better than mediocre. A very average coder. Who would you want to follow? You want to follow God or Satan? I keep telling you all that. You have a choice. You're either Christ or you're Antichrist. If you're against Christ, you're Antichrist. He's Antichrist. I'm pro-Christ. Who do you want to support? If you're just there for the sports picks, I outcode him every day of the week. But if you just come on my website for sports picks, I'd rather you didn't sign up. But I can't stop you if you want to sign up for my sports picks. It's your choice. But I don't want you there. I definitely don't want you there if you can't handle losing every now and again. I don't want you there. I've said now for close to 7 or 8 months, I want people on my website who want to find God, who are very intelligent, who want to share their knowledge with the world, who are not threatened by people calling them out, who are funny, which helps when people, I've got a few people on my website that are really funny. So that's what I want. I don't want to be in a dick measurement fight, especially with somebody who probably don't even have one. So Argentina's quarterfinal, semi-final dates this year are 170, 171 and 170 days after the anniversary dates of their respective matches in 1986. That's one of the best finds I've ever seen. Alto, do you mind if I take that? If not, no worries. I'll check it for myself. Whatever happens there, even if Messi doesn't win, you're going to see why he's making his 172nd appearance because of that. Maradona scored his last goal for Argentina on 21-6. What's that? 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. The last time, the last time Argentina played Croatia, it was also on 21-6, which is Prince William's birthday, summer solstice. I'm showing you Messi's at that World Cup final because it's all coded for him to be there. That's what I'm showing you. Doesn't mean I know who's going to win, but I can tell you why he's there. I can show you his syncs with Michael Jordan. I can tell you Messi was born exactly 869 days after Ronaldo, and Messi Jr. was born exactly 869 days after Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. I can tell you that. I can tell you Haaland and Alvarez signed for Man City this year. All right? Alvarez wears number 19. Haaland wears number 9. What was the Queen's funeral? 19-9. That can be seen as 9-19. 157th prime. What date was the World Cup final in 2018? What was it? What was it? It was 15-7. 919, the 157th prime. What's Benzema's jersey numbers? Who sacrificed his chances of winning World Cups, potentially 2 in a row. What's his jersey numbers? Alto, tell me. Tell me Benzema's jersey number for Real Madrid and France. Tell me what his jersey numbers are. Tell me, guys, what jersey numbers are Benzema for his club and his country? What's his jersey numbers? Number 9 for Real Madrid. What's his number for France? Giroud's 9 for France. What's his number for France? Nope, it's not number 9 for France. Mr. Flynn is in the building. This guy's a great guy. Benzema's number 19 for France. Is number 9 for Real Madrid. 919, Queen's funeral. 919, the 157th prime. Benzema fell out with Deschamps, so he couldn't go to the World Cup in 2018. That final was on 15-7. 919's the 157th prime. It's why Alvarez, who's playing for Argentina, is at the World Cup final. He signed with Haaland, the Beast. It's called the Beast. I told you all he'd get the golden boot before the season began. He's number 19 is Alvarez. Haaland's number 9. What's 19 plus 9? It's 28. Like the World Cup lasts 28 days. 28 is the 7th triangular number. You have to play in 7 games to win the World Cup. The freaking final's 7 days before Christmas Day. I don't know what more I have to do. I talk about 10 and Satan all the time. Messi's number 10 for Argentina. Who's number 10 for France, guys? Who's number 10 for France? Who's number 10 for France? Who is it? Mbappe. Who's told you about 10 forever? Who told you the last 3 Champions League finals have finished 1-0 like 10? Who told you number 10, Raheem Sterling, scored England's opening goal at Euro 2020 in a 1-0 win against Modric's team, who's number 10? Who told you the 2018 Golden Ball winner was number 10, Modric? And then the semi-final was number 10, Modric against number 10, Messi. Who told you all of this? About 10, say 10. Who told you Ten Hag would go to Man United a year before he went? Me. And now you have the 2 best players of the World Cup. Who've been the 2 best players of the World Cup? Number 10, Messi. Number 10, Mbappe. Just know that 10 plus 10 gets you 20. And France won their second World Cup 20 years after winning the first. Just know coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on the 71st day of 2020, and 71's the 20th prime. Just know Princess Diana was born on 7-1 and died in France, and her middle name's Francis. If you want to dismiss France, dismiss France. If you want to dismiss Mbappe dating a tranny and then go into the World Cup where Qatar hate the LGBTQ community, dismiss it. They all date trannies because all the players are trannies themselves. It's just trannies dating trannies. That's all it is. Genetic females dating. Well, let me think how I'm going to quote this. You've got men who were born as women who are now dating men. You've got women who were born as men, or men born as women now dating women. That's how it is. You'll say that Mbappe's girlfriend's a tranny. Mbappe's a tranny. People tell me Ronaldo's wife's a tranny. Ronaldo's a tranny. They all are. It's part of the ritual, part of the Baphomet, the goat that has both female and male genitalia. They're inverted couples. Satan does everything in reverse. And then we look up to these people. We masturbate over these A-list celebrities. Or we did. We listen to them. What comes out their mouth is gospel. We're worshipping Satanists, so we're worshipping Satan. Yes, João Felix's girlfriend is trans, just like Felix is. So you won't have that either. Just like people didn't believe me sports were coded, people didn't believe me Satan was involved, they still don't believe me that these A-listers are inverted. Or the royal family are inverted. They won't believe it. Maybe they're not ready to believe it. You won't be able to see it. Do you think Jennifer Aniston is a woman? Do you think Megan Fox is a woman? Do you think Lady Gaga is a woman? Do you think that? When 2 of them have said that they're men. Lady Gaga said, I'm a man. Said she has a penis. Megan Fox said she's a tranny and she hates herself. She's a man. Starred in Transformers. Did you believe years ago or even now that they're genetic males? No. No, you won't. Because you don't know how deep the deception is. What about Napoli, who are leading Serie A, and their stadium's named after Diego Maradona? I told you Napoli would win Serie A before the season began. I told you Barcelona, and they're leading it. I did say Man City, but Arsenal have a good riddle. Looks like I'll get all them right. Napoli are going to win that league for Maradona. Okay. And for the people who said Maradona didn't even die, maybe. There was a song by Madonna, who's a man. And it sounds like Maradona. And when it comes to Maradona, again, if you break down Maradona's name, like I do, because I've got the gift from God to see this, when you break down Maradona's name, Maradona contains the words drama and donna being the feminine noun. Maradona was a transdeceiver, and Maradona was born in Lanús. Do you know what Aguero's nickname is? Come. Who married Maradona's daughter, Aguero? Who's the godfather of Aguero's son, Benjamin? Messi. When you think about Messi, you think of a mess, a disaster. Why has Pope Francis said that a universal disaster is on its way? Donna means woman. There you go. Maradona. And there's the song, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. Did Maradona really die? Or did they just tell us he died with 36 days left in the year? Did he really die? Are these people going out by a code? Can demons die? When they say the truth is I never left you, did Maradona's demon go inside Messi? Very possible. They both left-footed, both played for Barca, both the same height, similar build. Maradona a bit stockier. Both couldn't get knocked off the ball. Both the best dribblers in the world. Both worshipped by their country. Would it shock you if Maradona's demon went into Messi? They both did the hand of God goals. They've both done the goal where they dribble past the whole team. They're both famous for doing that goal where they lob the goalkeeper. Maradona used to always dink the keeper. Messi always dinks the keeper. His first ever goal for Barcelona, Ronaldinho assisted him, where he passed the ball over the keeper's head. They're practically identical. And if Messi wins this World Cup 36 years after Maradona did it, it further confirms to me that that demon's probably gone into Messi's body, because demons don't die. Demons don't die. They're infinite, like vampires. The way that they get inside a human vessel is by that human vessel allowing it. Have you seen these horror movies that talk about demonic possession? Have you seen them? Where the demon wants to get inside. It gets inside a doll. What's the movie where a demon gets inside of a doll? The Conjuring? But it ultimately wants to get inside of a human. If you perform satanic rituals and you worship Satan and you kill children and you kill animals and you hate on Jesus and you dismiss the work of Jesus and you are deceiving the whole world like Messi, that is going to draw demons to you. And then you become possessed by them. And then you're going to possess the greatest gifts in the world. That is why a little 5'5" female who got pumped with drugs as a child, and they admitted it with growth hormone, can leave Argentina, go over to Spain, leave his whole family behind. Of course, he came from a poor family like they all do in South America, supposedly. They paint that picture in Mexico, not knowing I live 5 minutes away from $10 million houses. They'll act like everyone in Mexico lives in a shack or everyone's a drug dealer. It's cringeworthy, but that's the media for you. I believe that Messi's possessed by a demon, and it could well be the demon that possessed Maradona. It's why Maradona could outjump 6'6", whatever he was, Peter Shilton. He could out-jump him and punch it in the goal. When they were literally this distance from each other, Peter Shilton was the best goalkeeper in the world. He should have just smashed the ball and took Messi and Maradona out. Not as a penalty, because he had the momentum. He could have gathered it. He should have just been able to do that. But he's gone up. Maradona's managed to jump like a demon, managed to hit it perfectly. They call it the hand of God. Their God is Satan. And Zach Hubbard wants to tell you that man's doing this. That literally Maradona got told, you're going to out-jump the best goalkeeper in the world. You're going to score with your hands. That means the linesman needs to know, the ref needs to know, all of them need to know. You're going to dribble past all of England's team. What if he would have slipped? What if one of those players thought, no, screw this code. I'm smashing this little inverted twat. Chuck knows this. It's perfect. Everything that's going on in the world is so perfectly coded, and the better you get, the more you see that, the more you know it's not man, and you know man's being used. And not in the way Decode Your Reality says, where man's being used and we have no free will and la-di-da-di-da and our scripts have already been written. That's bullshit. He's another controlled guy that gives you a lot of truth and leads you down the wrong way, makes you feel like you've got no power. I'm the one in the middle of all of these. That's usually where the answer is, in the middle. It's in the grey. It's in the neutral more often than not. Be wary of false prophets. There's loads of them. I haven't done anything on my journey to make you think that I'm a false prophet. Other than people saying, Illusion did this, whatever I did with my hands when I was thinking. Oh, he's a Mason. Any hand signal is a Mason now. I remember I did that with my eye. I scratched my eye. He's doing the one-eyed symbolism. The intro to his videos of one-eyed symbolism. What an 8th grader did for me. He did it for me. I didn't even ask for an eye symbol. He did it because he said your videos are great, but the production's terrible. I didn't do that. A kid called Diego did it. And that's the bottom line. Messi has become more angry suddenly like Maradona was during games. They'll put that down to passion and desire. And guys, even if Messi doesn't win it, they're going to tell you that Messi might be there in 2026 at 40. They'll tell you that. Roger Miller played at 42. They'll tell you that he could do it. They're already saying it about Ronaldo. Ronaldo, if you look at him, is in phenomenal shape. If he don't get any injuries, he could easily be playing at the next World Cup. There might not be another World Cup. Megan Fox is not a trans. Why did she say it then? Found conscious. You know what? I'll send him the link. I can't send it as. Megan Fox says she is a man. Of course, she starred in Transformers. Megan Fox's transformation. She also admitted to blood drinking ceremonies with Machine Gun Kelly. All right. Megan Fox admits she's a man, 2011. Megan Fox says she's transgender. Megan Fox said, I'm an insecure transvestite. Literally said it on the red carpet. Said, I look like Alan Alda in drag. I'm a man. Literally said it. I've seen the interview. But then you read articles. Megan Fox opens up about her kids and gender identity. So Megan Fox is admitting she's a man, but now she's pretending to the world that she has kids. How can you be a man and give birth, Megan? Research it. You're going to say I'm wrong. Watch the video of her saying it. And all you're going to tell me is she was joking. Why would you joke with a serious face that you're a man and you hate yourself? Shilton was crap, very overrated keeper. Any of the most capped England player of all time, though. Do I think Simon Jordan's a trans? It's the most blatant. Well, it's not the most blatant. It's like Big Mike, Michelle Obama, Mike, or Donald Trump's wife. All the Kardashians is very blatant as well. Just all look like drag queens. Do I think Simon Jordan with 2 male names, like they always do, is a genetic female? 1,000,000% think that. The guy who won Palace, who was on Talk Sport, very diva-ish and controversial, just like Simon Cowell with his bitch tits. Alien invasion, they've been talking about alien invasions, US presidents for decades. Bill Clinton literally said what he expects is an alien invasion. This was decades ago. He expects an alien invasion that's going to unite the world. We're going to realize that we're all on the same team and it's us against them. Multiple people, world leaders, have said there's going to be an alien invasion, which is going to be triggered by them lying to us and using CGI. I've told you they're probably going to have aliens land on the White House. Hi, my name's Alan the Alien, and I am from planet Mazaruku. Probably gets 201. And we are here to tell you, if you don't get the jab, we're going to kill you all. If you don't support the New World Order, we will end humanity. Hey, aliens, unless you're going to do it, shut your mouth. All these threats that they make, nuclear war, where's the nuclear weapons? Why haven't nations been wiped out yet? When all these nations have nuclear weapons that can take out nations. Why are they just talking about doing it? Like Hubbard is just talk. So if aliens appear, I've told you, until I see an alien come up to me and he gets cocky with me, this alien, I'll bang him out. Piss off, mate. Who are you? Who are you, you little prick? So I'm visualizing alien invasions. We've had all the alien movies, alien books, all these celebrities talking about aliens. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Bring it on. Where are they? Why are they not here now? If they can just cruise here, these aliens, why are they not here already? Why haven't they already destroyed humanity? Why? Why? Because it's utter bullshit. It's utter E.T. phone home. How's about E.T.? Shut your mouth, you little prick. With your stupid long fingers. How's about that, E.T.? Is that a UFO in the sky? No, it's a plane, mate. You know the transportation that can take you from one side of the world to the other. It's a plane, mate. No, that's definitely a UFO. No, mate, it's a plane. Sorry. It's a plane. Well, let's think about it this way, mate. How many planes have you seen? I don't know, hundreds. How many UFOs have you seen? I've never seen one. So, probability, what do you think that was that we just saw? UFO. Wait. No, mate, probability. What do you think that was? What do you mean? No, so you've seen hundreds of planes in your life and never seen a UFO. And you've just seen something, which is an unidentified flying object. So clearly it wasn't blatant as to what it was. Probability-wise, do you think it was a plane or a UFO? To be honest, I'd probably say UFO. Okay, mate. Yeah, I think it was a UFO. This is what I have to deal with. Literally that level of either stubbornness or just lost souls. So yeah. Aliens, if you're going to come and destroy the world and there's nothing we can do about it, why worry about it? They always tell you there's nothing you can do about it. All right, I won't worry about it then. If the aliens are going to come and wipe us all out, I had a good time, guys. I had a really good life. Aliens, have a good one, mate. Earth's not that great anyway. But have it. I'll be in heaven with God, baby. Hello. My name is Joe Biden, and I am the leader of the alien race that is coming to destroy humanity. You must listen to your world leaders before it's too late. Greta Thunberg is an incredible woman, and she tried to warn you about climate change, and you didn't listen, and for that, you deserve to be destroyed. So me, Joe Biden, is going to make sure that all of those non-believers in Greta Thunberg, how dare you? Calm down, Greta. This is not about you right now. But how dare you? Greta, stop. Either listen to what I'm saying and accept the New World Order, or we will kill you. What a load of bullshit, hey? What a load of shite. You know what I mean? False threats. That's all they do. The world's going to end. Al Gore said the world would already have ended by now because of climate change. Well, Al Gore, you moronic prick. All right? With your Nobel Peace Prize. We're still here, aren't we? The climate... Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. Every time the weather changes, it's climate change. Every single time that your thermometer changes its number, the climate's changed. If you go from 27 degrees to 29, the climate's changed. Climate change occurs every second of the day around the world. But guys, as long as you don't drink through plastic straws, we can save the world. As long as you don't have plastic bags, we can save the world. And buy your green recyclable bags. And the fourth horseman is green, which is death. Cringeworthy. Well, you know, I really do my bit for the environment. You know, like I don't use plastic bags. Don't drink out of plastic straws. I don't drop trash. Oh my God, I've got solar panels saving the world. I've got an electric car, even though it's made out of lithium and it's actually worse for the environment, but it's an electric car, like all the celebrities have. You know what I mean? Like, I really am saving the world, saving the turtles and everything. You know, I'm looking forward to having Bill Gates' artificial meat that he makes in a lab, because that's going to save the animals, you know. And then together we can save the world. And oh my God, did you see Greta's tweet? Oh my God, she's such an amazing trailblazer. Oh my God. When I have kids, actually, no, I don't want to have kids, because what am I? I forgot. Am I pansexual or trisexual or bisexual or ultrasexual or asexual? Does that mean I can have kids? I don't know. Well, if I have kids, maybe I'll adopt an African kid like Angelina Jolie, actually. Oh my God. Oh my God, let's do that. Let's do that, girlfriend. Oh my God, let's do it right now. Oh my God, get the phone number. I want a little African child like Angelina Jolie. Oh my God, just imagine it. Oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. Oh, and do you want to get fake butt implants like Kim Kardashian? Oh my God, she's such a queen. Oh my God, she's such a queen and such a strong woman with what she did to Kanye. Oh my God. Oh my God, don't you just love it? Don't you, wait. Let me send a tweet. I'm going to send a tweet. Let me go on Twitter and send a tweet. Oh my God. Hashtag save the environment. Hashtag LGBT community forever and ever. Rainbow flag. Jeez, man. Completely lost. Taken by Satan. All right? Thinking they're doing good for the world when they're doing the opposite. Thinking they're doing good for the world when they're doing the opposite. I'm going to vote because I really think that Biden's going to change the way the US is. I really do believe in him. I'm going to play my role and I'm going to get my sticker that says I voted, and I'm going to put it on the back of my car so everybody knows that I voted, because I believe in change and Biden can be that change, everybody. And if you didn't vote, and oh my God, are you not patriotic? You don't like your country? Well, then just get out. Then just get out. If you don't want to vote, then just get out. You don't belong here. Next one. Oh my God, did you hear about my son? Yeah. You hear about my son? Yeah. Yeah, Liam? Yeah, what about him? What about him, mate? Yeah, well, you know, Liam, just like myself, he just signed up for the military. You know, a real strong American, a real patriotic American. He's going to go there and he's going to kick some ass. He's going to take out
Plenty of those Afghans, man. They deserve it, what they did with the Twin Towers. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of my boy. And I hope that when he has kids, that they go in the military, because that's what a real American will do. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. No, you're going to kill people for no reason. That's what you're going to do. So I call out all of you in the military, you're brainwashed. I call out all of you who vote, you're brainwashed. I call out all of you who are still fanboying Messi and Ronaldo, you're brainwashed. I call out anyone who got that and still agrees with it and still believes that actually helped them, you're brainwashed. If you dismiss my work, you are brainwashed. Simple. If you still idolize celebrities and think they only got there through hard work and dedication, you are brainwashed. If you believe Pope Francis actually believes in Jesus and he doesn't worship the devil, you are so brainwashed. I can go on all day. So for anyone who wants to come at me for what I say, I call out deception every day, and I'll keep doing it whilst I have a voice, whilst I have a platform, until I'm in heaven. I will keep exposing it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. Ooh. So, I'm off. I've gone for 2 hours and 46 minutes. Modern day Freemasonry founded 24/6. Messi's birthday, 24/6. How convenient. Actually, I won't. I'll go to 2 hours and 47 for your 24/7 for your time ritual. And just know time's very big with sports. 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. 24 plus 7 is 31. If France win the World Cup, they're 3-1 in World Cup finals. Don't fall for Hubbard. He's a fraud. All right, Zach, close call, Hubbard. Take care. Much love. I'm off. Bye. Oh, I just winked. I can't leave on a wink because that's Masonic. How can I leave without doing anything Masonic? I can't put my thumbs up. Donald Trump does that. I can't wink. What can I do? Thank you for listening to my live, everybody. I am now going to end this live, but I wish you all a wonderful and blessed day. I will try not to show my hands at the end of this video or do anything with my eyes, but I am about to end the stream now. So thank you. God bless. Hubbard is a fraud. Have a wonderful day. And I'll leave you with this. Woo-hoo.